What's up, boys? Week 5 in the books. This is our So You Want to Be APD recap. I've been saying it wrong for the first 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah, I for some reason I was stuck in last year and I was saying Fantasy Fuckboys recap. No, it's the So You Want to Be APD recap.
Yeah.
Week 5.
It shows how much you actually really paid attention to the title of the league.
Never did.
No, not once.
The only time I ever paid attention to the league was last year because I made it. That was it. I just completely slipped my mind. But yeah, this is the So You Want to Be APD fantasy recap, week 5, and do I have a present for all of you? It is a actual get-rich scheme that works. And it is so terrible because it is literally just fading all of my picks. I am the world's worst gambler. Okay?
Oh, shit.
So I picked one of my genius predictions this week was the Browns and Chargers under. I thought that was the mortal lock of the week.
Jeez.
Do you want to know how many points they scored?
How many?
89 points. Almost doubled
Yeah.
the over-under.
Yeah, there was a lot of points scored.
A lot.
I don't think there was a single turnover in that game.
No, I don't know.
The Browns didn't do a turnover.
That's true. I don't think there might not have been a
I don't think the
turnover.
Chargers had a turnover either. They just were scoring points.
Justin Herbert looks so good.
Oh,
He looks so good. That's beside the point. Anyways, so I say a lot of picks, and I say that, I'm going to pick this over or I'm going to bet this spread, but I don't actually do it sometimes. The picks that I actually put money on are almost guaranteed to lose. So if you fade my picks, you will win every single time.
That's
Guaranteed.
You heard it here first, folks.
Right? It's astonishing how bad I am at sports gambling. It really is. So just throwing that out there for you. Get rich scheme. Do it. I will show y'all the picks that I put money on, fade them, and get rich. You're welcome.
Quite some insight and trader information right there.
Yes, right.
That's really revolutionary. I mean,
I'm just so bad, man. I'm just terrible.
well, hey, but you know how to profit off of it. I mean, you sell it to other people
True.
that you are the worst picker at it, and then hey, maybe some people will give you money or give you a percentage of
Maybe. If they're feeling generous.
if they're feeling generous.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta have that little tip bar. It's just like OnlyFans did.
That's
OnlyFans revolutionized the tip bar.
Ooh,
So
we should
basically,
start an OnlyFans just for shitty gambling picks.
that's
you fake.
that's actually a pretty
If
good
it
idea.
works and people make money off of it, I don't know.
You really can't question it.
It's better than selling feet pics.
Yeah, I still don't get that.
Dude, some people have foot fetishes, man. Look, we don't kink shame. If you
We don't.
like sucking on toes, then you suck on toes.
You suck on those toes.
You just lick them up. I don't
just feel the earth out of their presence.
Okay. All right, now back to football. So let's do our NFL recap again. Just to summarize a little bit, we're only doing the games that the people in the league are fans of, just so that we don't have to go through every single game because apparently our recaps are going for like 2 hours long.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try and shorten it up a bit. But the first game I got is the London game.
They sounded like they're from London.
Yes, I like that from London. Yeah, I'm not very good at it, but
Got a little scrimmage going on here with a little football.
real football. Goddamn England.
No
British.
less pussy shit.
Yeah.
Bloody pussy. Fucking kick the ball with your feet. Bullshit.
Yeah. Okay, so I just want to start off with if I'm getting a game in London, I want British announcers.
Oh, absolutely.
I want the British announcers to announce American football.
I want a British version of Tony Romo.
Yes. A British version of Tony Romo and Jim Nantz, and I need it. The NFL needs to figure it out.
They need to
have
figure
to
it
be
out.
able to find somebody in London that can call a football game.
Like, only if there was enough money to actually find those type of people. If there was an organization that had enough money to find something. Oh, wait, the NFL.
The NFL. Like, come on, Goodell. You can figure it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's start with the Jets-Falcons game. The Falcons won.
Falcons won.
Falcons won.
Which, brings up the question, is Matt Ryan good?
I don't know. He looked kind of good.
Did we do that? So, like, I actually pulled up the statistics of the last 3 games of the Falcons. New York Giants, 243 yards, 2 touchdowns.
How many interceptions?
No interceptions.
0.
Washington football team. Have to make sure I get that correct.
Not the R words.
No, not the hard word. We know from Gruden that will get us kicked off the air. More on that later. 283 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Ooh.
And then this previous game with the Jets, 342 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. I think they changed the approach.
How
So like, back in the Roddy White, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, what's the common denominator on all those guys?
They're nasty.
Well, yeah, but they're wide receivers.
Oh.
I think the change now is like, hey, Matt Ryan's arm is declining. He doesn't have as good of an arm. We're going to throw it to the tight ends, a little shorter.
Ah,
A little
so
shorter
they're
throw.
kind of doing like what Bill Belichick did with Tom Brady, when he turned like 40.
Yeah, well, but Tom Brady never descended. It's just they had some nasty tight ends. They had Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez.
True.
2 most talented tight ends you probably could have got. But anyways, they still have Falcons have a couple of tight ends. Kyle Pitts, I don't know if you heard of him. Only the 4th pick overall,
tight end,
highest pick tight end ever, and Hayden Hurst, which was also a 1st-round pick.
Yep.
Out of South Carolina. So
This is true.
I think that's the new approach.
And then Cordell Patterson does everything.
Well, Cordell Patterson does everything, but this game they specifically was just like, all right, look, Matt Ryan is fading. We just have to accommodate.
Yeah.
Which I think that's good coaching. Give props to the Falcons.
I agree.
I hate doing that, but I give credit where credit's due.
Right. As long as they have a worse record than the Saints, I don't mind giving them credit.
That's a good point.
Sometimes.
I like
Sometimes. Only sometimes. They did win today. I got to give Biggs his due. Zach Wilson looked like a rookie.
Zach Wilson did look like a rookie.
He looked like a rookie.
Yet again.
Again, yeah, he didn't look great. It was not good. Again,
I think I was trying to figure out their strategy with Zach Wilson. I think because he actually is random kind of Patrick Mahomes-esque type of quarterback where he just kind of runs around and makes a play happen. They have been doing these long bootlegs to just get him into the open field and just see what he does. They're like, all right, look, you know what? We get it. You're not going to be able to read defenses. You're not going to be that type of veteran quarterback that just totally diagnoses everything on the spot. So we're just going to do a huge ass bootleg that goes from one side of the field all the way to the other side of the field, just to see if you can actually come up with something.
Gotcha. Okay, because you threw me off a little bit when you compared Zach Wilson to Patrick Mahomes.
Oh,
you threw me a little bit.
Well,
Now
it's the style. It's the style. It's not. It's like Patrick Mahomes perfected that style.
Gotcha.
Zach Mahomes or Zach Mahomes.
Zach Mahomes.
Wilson.
Ooh.
Zach Wilson. Yeah, we're
going
not
down.
there. We're not
Down
there
to-
yet. We are not there yet. But Zach Wilson, he is imitating that.
Gotcha. Okay, they're trying. I see what you're saying now. Again, I was thrown, but yes. Okay, I get it. The Jets defense didn't look terrible. I guess is the silver lining in that game for Jets fans.
Well, Salah's gonna solidify everything down over there. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Pitts looked nasty. Finally got his first touchdown.
Got us coming. Welcome to the NFL, Pitts.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
you know
NFL.
You know how we talked about like Derrick Henry showed up to the NFL about a week late. There was other guys that showed up 2 weeks late. Kyle Pitts, it just took him about 5 weeks.
He just
it's the rookie buffer.
he needed the luxury of London to come out.
Yes. He might be British.
There might be some British heritage to him.
Yeah.
I
maybe.
can see it. I can see it in the pigment of the skin.
What?
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, we don't know who his great grandpa was.
Right?
Nobody knows that. I mean, they might know it, but we don't. So it could be he just might thrive in that London environment, the London climate. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people just
He might have like
do
drank
well.
some tea like right before.
He must love tea.
Yep.
That's it. Tea and crumpets.
Yep. Tea and crumpets.
That's like his Mario mushroom. Drink some
That-
tea and crumpets. Kyle Pitts is giant Mario.
Yep.
Okay,
And he scores touchdowns.
Yeah, good win for the Falcons. Congratulations. The Packers versus Bengals. This game should have ended up in a tie.
Well, that's actually exactly the verdict that I've come to with the Bengals. So the Bengals actually have improved. So from
They didn't look bad.
no, they
I
didn't.
mean, they went toe to toe with Aaron Rodgers and the Falcons.
Well, basically now it's not like they are going to lose to you. Now they're going to tie you in regulation.
yeah,
They're going to tie you in regulation.
this game just had all the tie feels.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, and like I just want to say this was a bad weekend for kickers. I know we've been talking about how like Justin Tucker making the 66-yard field goal, you know, was good, and then Tyler Bass had a great weekend last weekend. This was a step back for kickers. If you want kickers to stay in the league, this was not the good weekend for you. This is the weekend where you take the tape and you throw it away.
Yeah, I was gonna say that we literally had the high of kickers last week, and then we had the low of kickers this week. We had 12 missed field goals, and then we had 13 missed extra points.
13 missed extra points.
Yeah, that's
Holy
That's
God.
pretty crazy.
What do you think about bringing the extra point back to where it was? Do you think that should be a thing?
it would help me, or it would elongate my bathroom break. So, you know, extra points back whenever they were at the 2-yard line, I would just go use the bathroom. You know, because I
make
knew
a drink.
or make a drink. It was my break time because I knew they were going to make the extra point.
Right.
But now it's like I have to wait around to see if they're actually going to make the extra
Also,
point.
I think I got more excited for a missed extra point. Like if someone missed an extra point, from
It was
the 2
rare.
It was rare. It was
Honestly,
awesome.
I was in a league where missed extra points were an actual 2 points
Yeah.
because it was just so rare.
Right. Let's see. I was looking. Aaron Jones had some pretty good highlights. He's looking good.
Bro, honestly, if Crosby did not miss that game-winning field goal with 2 minutes left to go,
Mason Crossbar.
yeah, Mason Crossbar.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good fitting name for him from here on out.
Some people
But-
call him that.
Yeah, well, I think we should.
Yeah.
But honestly, that negated a awesome Aaron Jones run. If you did not see it, go watch the highlights.
Yeah.
He had this burst of energy, like just broke through, like bunch of tackles and everything. It was a great run, and then it just got negated by a whole like
Missed
missed field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have to talk about Devontae Adams. He's the best wide receiver in the league.
You know, I was thinking about that.
He's got to be number one.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the debate wasn't debate that he wasn't top of the league. It was just like whether it was him or DeAndre Hopkins.
Is it DeAndre Hopkins?
Well, but, you know, I'm talking about like, you know, previous years before. And the way I saw it was like DeAndre Hopkins, you know, he was top there. Devontae Adams, I would say they're both like they would both be 99 ratings. I'm a big Madden's guy, so they would both be 99 ratings. But
I like it.
I felt like Devontae Adams would be like 99 route and catching, you know, those subcategories, and whereas DeAndre Hopkins would be like 99 spectacular catch, where he could just catch anything. And everything.
It's like Calvin Johnson-esque almost. You know, like
Yes.
if it's thrown within a 10-foot radius of DeAndre Hopkins, like it was with Calvin Johnson, he's going to catch it.
He's gonna catch
and
it.
he's going to do it in the most spectacular way possible.
Most spectacular
It's
fashion.
so much fun to watch Nuke.
Yes.
I really love, and I mean, Nuke is like one of the greatest nicknames of all
Goodness
time,
gracious,
right?
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to
It's-
make an explosion every single game.
Every single game. The Jamar Chase Burrow connection still hot.
I think it's maybe the second coming of Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams.
Ooh, that's
That's strong. It's a strong statement. I know. But we've already seen it before. It's not like it's just this segment, this year segment that we actually can diagnose like whether it's a good connection or not. We had LSU, so like I think it's here to stay.
I hope so. It's very fun for me to watch. The last thing I had on this was the premature celebration from the Bengals kicker. I don't know. He's a rookie. I don't know what his name is, but that was kind of funny.
McPherson.
Oh man.
Yeah, he was pretty fierce in his celebratory or premature
celebration.
Yes,
that's what you.
That's it.
Help you find the words.
Yes, words are hard.
Yeah, I wish this would have ended up in a tie.
I know.
I
did
wish,
too.
but the Packers got to win. Good for you, Jerv. Okay, so next game, Lions versus Vikings. Where do we start? Can we start with Dan Campbell?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Here's the silver lining for Vikings, or I'm sorry,
Lions.
the silver lining for Lions.
We're not talking the Samson.
Dan Campbell is the fucking man.
He's living up to expectations.
Okay, and here's the thing: they are playing for him.
Oh yeah.
The players are playing for him. They are not giving up. And honestly, I wouldn't be able to give up for a guy like Dan Campbell either. But it just bugs me that the fact that Urban Meyer and Dan Campbell have the same record is terrible.
Yeah,
it's awful.
It sucks.
Urban Meyer's over there sticking his fingers in girls' booty holes, and Dan Campbell is literally crying because he's so upset that he lost the game.
Yeah.
Like,
I started crying watching him.
Yeah, it's just incredible the passion the man has for football, and I think it's contagious. And I think like once he gets things going and like he gets the players he wants,
he gets actual players.
Players. Yes, like I mean, I don't mind Jared Goff. I don't think like he's the guy that Dan Campbell might want. I think I don't know.
Name a receiver. Yeah, no, you can't name a receiver.
Cephas.
Oh, Cephas, huh?
And the only reason I know that one is because I just like saying Cephas.
Yeah, it's like short of like facetious.
Facetious?
Yeah, that word. That's a funny word.
Cephas. I like saying. I'm a very simple guy, so if a name, if like a nickname sounds cool, or if a name sounds funny or like catchy, then I'm gonna like it.
Yeah,
I'm very, very simple like that. It doesn't
he's only gotten literally one offensive line that's actually been drafted, which is Sewell, and everybody else is like undrafted rookies. Whatever. It's just the thing is he's not working with much.
Yeah, I know. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. I feel for Lions fans, especially Bobby, and then shout out to our boy Devin Tovey.
Rest in peace.
He's very much alive. He's living in Michigan. He's got 2 kids, or he had one on the way. He's got a nice wife or fiance. I don't know, but he is very much alive.
Tomato.
Okay. Let's say something nice about the Lions.
Say something. I could say something nice. I love Dan Campbell.
Say something nice about the Lions team. Can we say something nice about the Lions team? They did not quit.
They didn't quit.
They did not quit.
They did not quit.
They played a full, complete game. What Kirk Cousins pulled out of his ass was asimine.
Yep.
You see what I mean?
Well, yeah, that was actually pretty good. That was pretty good. A little play on words there. We'll fill it in with the editing.
We'll do that later.
But
the editing
part of it. Honestly, I don't think it was Kirk Cousins. I think it was Alexander Mattison. Honestly, I think that's literally what won him the game. 25 carries, 113 yards, 7 receptions, 40 yards, and a touchdown. Like, if this guy doesn't cash out with free agency, like, I don't know.
He needs to fire his agent.
He needs to fire his agent.
Yeah,
that's a perfect way to put it.
I agree.
He's gone. He's got to chase the money, because the thing is, they're going to choose over Dalvin Cook and him.
They're going to choose Dalvin Cook.
They're going to choose Dalvin Cook,
even though he's so fucking injury prone. He might be the most frustrating fantasy. It's Connor McCaffrey then Dalvin Cook, the two most frustrating fantasy football players.
I've got one that tops them both. And Jay Luke Bro knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Saquon
Barkley. Saquon Barkley. Because we know what Saquon Barkley can do.
So that's the top three, man.
That's
It's gotta
top-
be
that's top
Dalvin
three.
Cook up there,
Yep.
Saquon Barkley, like Christian McCaffrey, like it's just so freaking frustrating being a fantasy owner with one of those players.
Because it's not the fact that they get injured, it's just the fact that you know the potential of what they can do.
Yes, that's true. That is true.
The
You know
potential-
that Connor McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, Christian.
Sorry, I know we all know Connor McCaffrey. I get it mixed up in my head so many times, but Christian McCaffrey, shout out Connor McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey can put up 30 points a game.
All of them can.
Yes, all of them can.
All of them
you're
can
right. They
put
can
up
all put
30
up 30
plus.
points a game.
30
so
plus.
like it
That's
just
the
sucks the
frustrating.
life out of your fantasy team.
Yeah, because you draft them early.
Yes.
You draft every single one of them.
First round. All of them are first rounders.
Except for Saquon. Saquon was a second rounder, but
Yeah,
that's
but-
only
yeah, but, like-
that's only because he started off hurt.
Right, exactly. If he started off healthy, he's an easy
He's a-
number one pick.
Yeah. Yep.
Easy number one pick. Yeah, that's about all I had. It was bold. I loved the move to go for 2 with 37 seconds left to put them in the lead.
Yeah.
I loved the call. That's another nice thing. The Lions are bold.
Yeah, and the players go along with it and they fight with it.
They fight. I loved it. Here's to you, Lions fans. I'll pour one out for you. Well, I'm gonna pour it in my mouth, but pretend I'm pouring it out. Cause, jeez, man, y'all do not
catch
give
a
up.
break.
Yeah, it's tough. Next one I got is the Steelers versus Broncos, and Najee Harris is a monster.
So I figured out the Pittsburgh Steelers team.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if
Tell
you,
me.
I don't know if you remember the Flex Seal commercials, where it's the guy
Yes,
and he's
I
got
know
the big tub of water
I
and it's
know.
just leaking like just flowing water,
flow.
and he just takes the Flex Seal and he just slaps it on there.
Yeah.
That is basically Najee Harris. He just slaps it. Just Najee. It's like Pittsburgh is just like fading like whatever team, whatever just like Big Ben's washed
All
up.
of their-
all their problems. Mike Tomlin, they're giving up on him. Whatever. It's just like
Boom.
Najee Harris fixes everything.
Najee Harris is the flex seal.
He is the flex
of
seal of
Pittsburgh
everything.
Steelers.
Yes,
I
very
like
much
that.
so.
That's a good analogy. good job. Yeah. I don't know. After this week, I can see the Steelers coming in as a wild card in the playoffs. Because Big Ben had some very good throws. Like he did have some good throws.
Yeah. I just question their strategy because it's just like they just do streaks with the wide receivers all the time.
I mean, Chase Claypool is so good.
Oh, and so is Deontay Johnson.
Yes,
it's
Deontay
too bad that Juju went down, but that actually might work out pretty well for him.
I don't know. It seems like Juju hasn't been really doing.
He hasn't
very
been the
much
same.
this-
So that's what I'm saying. Like I think more attention to Claypool and Deontay Johnson actually will bode well.
And
for
here's
them.
the thing: the Denver defense is actually pretty good.
Oh, it's very good.
It's
No.
very good.
Oh,
So
okay.
the Steelers' performance against a very good defense.
I mean, Vic Fangio, yeah, I don't know.
Vic Fangio.
Yeah. Great defense coordinator.
Yes, unbelievable. And
Yeah.
I that's why like when I saw the Pittsburgh Steelers, I watched all the highlights and I saw the stats. It just made me think that I think they can just sneak into the playoffs. Like that division is incredibly good.
Yep.
But here the thing is they they beat up on each other, and the Browns lose some crazy games. The Ravens, I think the Ravens are the most unpredictable team in the NFL. I think they are the most unpredictable team in the NFL. It is so hard to bet on them.
They're about as unpredictable as a offensive play done by Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
You have no idea how to defend him
No.
because you don't know where he's
He's
going.
electric.
You don't know where he's going.
He's
He's
electric.
oh my gosh.
The Colts Ravens game, unreal.
Crazy.
I mean, if y'all didn't stay up for the Monday night game, then I don't know what to tell you because you missed one of the best games I think we've seen in the last couple of years. Definitely one of the best games, if not the best game this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It was unreal.
Yeah.
It was edge of your seat action the whole time.
All the time.
I mean, especially the end.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
So good.
Yeah, dude. The other thing I had was Cordell Sutton looked good. That
Yep.
was
Seven catches, 11 targets, 120 yards, and a tutty. Yeah, great performance by him. I think as far as if Teddy Bridgewater is still the quarterback, barring any injury for the rest of the season, he's a wide receiver 2, if not wide receiver 1.
depending on who
all the way through.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, it seemed like the Steelers. I didn't watch the game again. I watched the highlights, but it seemed like the Steelers dominated most of the game. Like think that the
they
scores
did. They started off hot, but then they let them come back. That was the problem. They let them hang around, and they almost came back and won it.
Gotcha. All right, the next one, Texans Patriots. I think
Yep.
Luke's a Patriots fan, right?
Yes,
Because he's been so far on board the Heineke train that I think he's a Washington football fan now.
Ooh,
I don't know.
has he switched?
I don't know. He loves Heineke so much.
Yeah, he might be so bummed.
And Scary Terry. He loves Scary Terry too.
Yeah, so you might be
Luke,
so bummed
are
that.
you a Washington football team fan now? Are you? I don't know. Anyways,
We'll have a poll. We'll have a poll. We'll have a poll
Okay.
in the league.
Okay.
In a
Alright,
group
sounds
meeting.
good. The Patriots squeaked this one out.
Yes, they did.
Um,
They should have lost. They were down 22
Yes.
to 9.
Davis Mills had himself a fucking game.
Yeah, actually, fun fact on that. So Davis Mills is the second rookie QB to post 3 touchdowns on Bill Belichick. Still, no rookie QB has actually beaten Bill Belichick.
So who's the first?
Russell Wilson.
Russell fucking Wilson?
Yep.
Dude, so Davis Mills is going to be the next Russell Wilson is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying.
Wow.
So,
That's
yeah.
pretty impressive.
So, yeah, anybody who wrote off Davis Mills, guess what? Next Russell Wilson.
Yeah. One thing I had as far as the fantasy aspect of this game goes, I think it might be time to move on from Mark Ingram.
Oh, I already did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, did that a long time
Yeah,
ago.
it's time to move on from Mark Ingram.
I hate running backs with committees.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's just like
It's kind of what the Patriots are doing now, right? Like they're going back in the typical Patriots fashion.
That's true. Belichick's going to play whoever buys into his system. So if multiple running backs buy into his system, he's going to play them all.
That's true.
I mean, that's the thing. It's the Belichick way. It's the
that's
Patriots
true.
way. Like they're going to do that.
The last thing I have on this one was do we have an update on Deshaun Watson?
Last time I heard, he's getting traded to Miami.
I feel like
it hasn't happened
They've
yet.
been talking about that for like 4 weeks.
They're just waiting to see what Tua's going to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's basically about it.
That Texas Patriots game was kind of a snooze fest, but
I tell you what, I saw some unbelievable catches, and I was like watching it, and I was watching it was Texans highlights, and that was the really like confusing thing about it is like I'm a very avid college football watcher. So I know the people that go up to from college. I know the little guys that are like big time from small schools and stuff like that. I was watching the Houston Texans game, and there were some guys that making some unreal catches, and I had no idea who the fuck they were. Like Chris Moore, who is that guy? Like somebody tell me where he went to college and what his background is. I don't know, but he actually mossed this guy.
Yeah.
Like absolutely mossed it. I wouldn't be surprised if it was in You Got Mossed
Really?
segment in Monday Night Football.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, it was unreal. It was a great catch and a great run for the touchdown. But yeah, no, it's just like guys left and right that were just making plays, and I was just like, who are these people?
Right. Yeah. So that's kind of impressive that you didn't know where they went to college because you know where everyone went to
I
college.
know where everybody goes to college.
Everyone goes to college.
Yeah.
It could be Dartmouth. Joe knows where they went to college.
Exactly, Dartmouth.
Dartmouth. Yeah. There
Yeah.
you go. Okay. So the next game, Browns Chargers. This is literally my under bet on this one was so bad that like I think I might take a week off of betting. It was the worst bet I've ever placed in my entire life.
Can we like help you out a little bit on this?
How?
What was your logic? I'm picking the under.
I'm going with the fact that the Browns played incredible defense against a red hot Kirk Cousins.
Gotcha.
Okay, and I understand red hot and Kirk Cousins should never be in the same sentence.
Should not be. The same
But
sentence.
but he was playing well, and the Vikings offense was rolling, and I thought that like, hey, they shut him down. You know, Myles Garrett looks fucking insane. They look like they're finally doing things with that defense, and then you know how the Cleveland Browns, they always play to their competition. So if their defense is doing well and they're slowing down the Chargers offense, the Browns offense is going to slow down as well.
Yeah, and actually to play on that a little bit, they're a run-first team.
Right.
So that's going to bleed out
gonna-
the clock, so it's like a
It's going
shorter
to bode
game.
well for unders. So
Yes.
I had my reasoning for it. It's just a testament to how bad the gambling gods hate me. That's it. That's it. And that's why the get rich quick scheme is there for you.
It works. It's a proven.
That's why I
proven
want
system.
to solicitate Jude, Chris's son, to help me pick. He didn't give me. I don't know why Chris didn't give me the.
He said he would.
I know.
What a liar.
We'll try again this.
What, were you like taking a test or something?
He probably. I hope he passed. Did he pass?
Oh, he did. He
Oh,
did.
fuck
Did you not
yeah.
say that? Congratulations
Fuck
to
yeah,
Chris.
Chris.
Let's give him a
Hell
little props
yeah.
on that. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Good for him, bud.
Yes, yeah. Congratulations on that. I didn't get to say it in the group meet because I was at work and I saw it quickly scrolling through the group meet. But yeah, congratulations. That's a huge
Nice.
accomplishment. We really love.
Well done, Chris.
We love the success of anybody that's in our fraternity or in this group. Or like, I think
Yes.
it's awesome. So yes, props to
Yes.
you. Keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Like
I
everything
love
that
when
you do.
all my friends are successful.
Yes.
A
Yes.
rising tide raises all ships. So
Yep.
like you become
good- that's
the
a good statement.
right. You kind of become who you surround yourself with. So
Yes.
like if you surround yourself with successful people, you tend to become a successful person. So that's why I love when I hear about my friend like Jerv. He passes real estate
Yes.
licensing.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
I love hearing that type of stuff.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
my Luther got a huge promotion or a job opportunity that like it insanely boosted his salary.
Dude,
like I
that
love.
that just pumps me
it
up.
fires
I'm
me
just
up.
like I'm ready
Right.
to go. Like I should go work out right now.
Yeah.
Dude, we need to do like a motivational podcast now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
just
let's-
talking about everybody's success and just like pumping people up.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. But anyways, the point is, congratulations, Chris. Love you, bro.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the Browns Chargers. Eckler went off,
Yes.
but I think he should not get credit for that third touchdown. Did you see?
Oh, the Browns pulled him in.
The Browns defense should get credit for that third touchdown.
Yeah, they should. They should have got the fantasy points for
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yeah,
That should-
absolutely.
They absolutely should be awarded with a defensive touchdown on that one.
Yes. Yep.
They dragged him in.
They dragged them in.
Like it was so confusing to watch because like my brain is trained to like on the goal line, the running back to just push in towards the goal line and the defense to push back, and it was the opposite.
Oh yeah, the offensive lineman stopped. The running back actually stopped. And the defense actually kept going, but they kept going the opposite direction.
Backwards. Yeah, it was insane. It hurt my brain to watch that.
Yeah.
Like I was not prepared for it, and I was just like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And it hurt. It hurt. It kind of gave me a headache a little bit.
It did. It did.
But Mike Williams is a monster. I think he might be Herbert's favorite target.
Yeah, and he has solidified himself as like a top wide receiver in the league. My question I had for this, the notes that I could draw up with this is like, how does he get so open? Like I've never seen a receiver get that open that many times.
So many times.
Like just like behind the defense. Like he just gets clearly behind the defense. And like the thing is, yeah, he's a fast dude. I give him that. But he's not known for being a fast dude. He's a big dude.
I think he teleports.
He might.
I think he just like disappears and then appears behind the secondary.
You know, that's the most reasonable explanation for it.
I
Is
think
that
he is
actually teleports.
He is in communication with the aliens, and they have given him the technology in order to teleport across the field.
Wow. No, that is actually insane.
Right? It's the only thing that makes sense.
8 catches, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like, unbelievable. That's over 30 points.
And he's been like on a roll this entire season. Like he's been playing very, very well.
I would like to see. We'll have to do a fact check and see like what round he was actually picked in, because I would be very curious to know. For the value of where he got picked and what he's performing, I think he's probably the best in the league.
Mm-hmm. Just a side note, it's more of like a Baker Mayfield, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. I love the young quarterbacks in the league right now. I am so excited for where the NFL is going.
Future of the NFL.
Like the next 5 to 10 years of the NFL looks absolutely fucking amazing.
I was actually concerned about that, to be honest with you. I was very concerned because I thought we actually experienced once in a life. I thought we experienced once in a lifetime with the quarterbacks that we've seen: Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers. I didn't think Phillip Rivers even. I didn't think there was going to be another type of caliber of quarterbacks. The records that they were breaking and everything. I didn't think we were going to see another that in our lifetime, but I think we will.
If you think about it, if you look at the past, okay, so the 90s quarterbacks, you got Joe Montana, Steve Young, Troy Aikman, Brett Favre, John Elway, and then it just takes a little bit, and then you get a new crop of quarterbacks.
Yep.
And then it just takes a little bit, you get a whole new crop.
I think
so much fun.
Dude, the next couple of years, we're going to be seeing Patty Mahomes. We're going to be seeing Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and then we've got the young guns that are, I hate saying those are the old guys, but then we got the young guns of Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert,
dude.
I
think, you know what I think? I think Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen's going to be the new Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. Come on, think about it. They're going to be battling in the AFC. They're both very, very fucking talented.
Two white guys just going at it again.
Wait,
yeah.
Is Patrick Mahomes white?
Oh, did you say Patrick Mahomes? I thought you said Justin Herbert and Josh Allen.
Oh, I did? No. Oh, no, I meant Patrick Mahomes.
I don't know which one you said. We'll have to revert.
All right, we'll edit that out. Edit that out. But I meant Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. You got real racy with it. I like it. I like it. Nice. I meant Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. That's going to be like the new Tom Brady, Peyton Manning.
Yep. I think so.
I'm so excited to watch it. I think they're going to be either in the AFC Championship every year or playing in the playoffs every year.
They're in the
honestly,
same. They're in the same.
I'm going to give the nod. It's not looking like it right now, but I'm going to give the nod to Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be the Brady of that group.
He's proven already. He's got himself a Super Bowl ring. Yeah, I think that's a pretty accurate description.
Let's see. So the next one.
Well, I got one more stat for that.
One more. Okay.
The last stat that I wanted to point out that has to be pointed out is that teams that have scored 40 points had over 500 yards total and had 0 turnovers are 401-0 up until this game.
Was it 401 or 463?
401.
401
I did a fact check on that. And
so
401.
Can you repeat that? Repeat that stat for me again.
So teams that score 40 points, over 500 yards, and have 0 turnovers are 401-0 up until this past Sunday.
Only the Browns.
The Browns.
Only
the Browns. The Browns, even though they're good, have still found a way to be the Browns.
Oh man, it's so fun. I love the Browns. It's just I lived in Akron for a little bit, as most of you know, and they love the Browns. The Browns fans are a very, very loyal fan base.
Oh, they have to be.
Very loyal. To be.
I would say that's probably second to Lions.
Lions, yes, that is true. But it's just so funny to just watch the new ways they can just lose and just completely somehow suck.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. But the thing is, they're really good this year. I'm not trying to take that away, but it's just it's fun now.
Yeah.
It's fun to just make fun of Browns fans.
Very much so,
because they're so passionate. It's like when you and I watch an LSU game and they lose. People love making fun of that, and it's.
I don't find that that's fun, but
I don't either. But people have told me that it's very fun.
It is what it is.
All right, so the next game, we'll just wrap this up real quick. Saints Washington football team. I guess we'll do this for us and for Luke, Because he's a Washington
Because
football
he's
fan.
honorary.
Yeah, honorary Washington football team fan.
Yep.
Okay, so this is for you, Luke. Scary Terry was not so scary. That was a bad take. I thought the closer we got to Halloween, he would be better, but he didn't.
Well, that was part of the game plan, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Saints were just like, okay, yeah, this is your only wide receiver. Like, he's awesome, but at the same time, it's your only wide receiver. Like, we're going to cover him. We're going to blanket him.
Right, and I mean the Saints defense kind of redeemed themselves from last week.
Yeah, they did.
Last week they did not look good. This week they kind of looked a little better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I somehow Taysom Hill got hurt.
Yeah, I thought he was
I didn't
indestructible.
think I didn't think he could get hurt.
Yeah, but he did.
How?
With a concussion.
Yeah, what?
I mean, I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense
Thought
at
the
all.
Swiss Army knife was made of metal. Oh, it's kind of plastic.
Oh, it does have the plastic around the head of it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. You got anything else on this one?
Yeah, I would have to say Jameis was just being famous Jameis again.
I love Jameis Winston.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's just going to give us a heart attack in the middle of the season. I mean, basically, his first 4 drives were like pick, 75-yard bomb, fumble, Hail Mary for a touchdown at the end of the half. Like, holy crap! Like the wave of emotions, like unbelievable. But I tell you what,
That's why we love Jameis.
that's why. But I would have to say the MVP of this game had to be, and Pat McAfee will love this, is the punter, Gillikin. Holy shit! If you actually watch this game,
go watch the punting highlights.
oh my god,
Unreal.
the guy knocked it inside the 5-yard line 3 times. His name's Gillikin. He basically pictures an island at the 5-yard line and kicks it to Gillikin Island.
Gillikin Island.
Yeah, that's it.
Gillikin Island.
Gillikin Island.
Fucking love it. Yes.
Dude, unbelievable. I was worried that we lost Morstead, and he was a solid, great punter. Rest in peace.
Consistent. He's
But
still very much alive.
I was worried about the replacement, but Gillikin Island, dude, he can place it wherever he wants.
Yes, and the field position game is huge.
Yeah.
It's like one of those stats that aren't on the stat sheet, but they matter.
They matter.
It's like the hustle plays in basketball.
Yep.
You run, you save a ball from getting out of bounds. That doesn't go on the stat sheet.
Nope.
But man, does that control the momentum of a game.
Yep.
It can swing it. That's what I
Iggy.
meant. It can
Iggy.
swing the momentum of a game. So yeah, I agree. That's about all I had for that. Do you have anything else?
I think we're good on that.
Okay, well, we have actually a great interview with Justin Luther coming up.
Yeah.
We do some player analysis. We talk some Kanye. All the good old Justin Luther things.
Dude, it was fantastic.
Awesome, absolutely amazing. But yeah, here he is, Justin Luther. All right, I want to welcome on a very special guest. Coming in at 5'11", has an incredible wife and an adorable kid who looks exactly like what I would picture Jordan and Justin meshed together, like spot on. Very, very good rugby player, my former teammate. He shattered Chris Nairboss's ankle. I had to throw that one in there. He's an NBA guru, avid Kanye supporter, very, very talented musician. He does an amazing rendition of Lil Wayne's Bitch on Me. If you haven't heard it, you have to hear it. It is phenomenal. He is one of my long-term best friends. He is the breaker of anchors, the boulder, Justin Luther. Justin, how's it going, man?
You're too kind. It's going wonderful. Keep it busy.
Oh, I remember what I wanted to start off with. How about the picture? We dug deep in your Instagram and found that picture. You look like you're a $180.
I don't know if I've been a $180 since freshman year of high school, but I was hovering right around 200.
Well, you look like you were right next to me at my prime fat Josh stage.
That Josh stage, for
so
sure.
it was just, oh man, you looked really skinny and I looked really fat. It was
how the turntables.
Yes, as Bobby would say, how the turntables have.
Yeah.
Well, good, man. Hey, I wanted to ask you about how's rugby going? I heard you were playing again. How's that
No
going for you?
shit.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. They want me starting. I hadn't played in about 6 years. Showed up the first couple weeks where I threw up a lot. Now it's good, but like just trying to teach my body how to like hit the scrum machine again and like kind of move in certain ways has been challenging. But it's good. It's a great way to like. It's been a quick way to we just moved here in June or July. So it's been a quick way to make some friends and kind of build a community here. And it's just great to fucking hit people again.
Dude, honestly, hearing you throw up the first couple of weeks or days or whatever it was, that's a total rugby move. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, man. You throw up on the field, you bleed on the field, you sweat on the field, you leave everything on the field. It's a great feeling, honestly. And I remember when we played in college after games, one of the best feelings was honestly going to smoke a cigarette, but like hanging out with your bros afterwards. Hanging out with the bros after you just gave everything you had on the field, even if Anthony Tadashore and John Shuley fucked the game up for us.
Yeah.
So let me preface this for y'all real quick. We were in a playoff game and we were down. And in the second half, we had this resurgence and we came back. And we had I think we had the match tied, right?
It was close to tied. I remember we were down like 3 tries going towards halftime. And I punched one in and then Ken punched one in. So we were only down 1 going into halftime. We were feeling really good. And I'll let you take over what happened in the second half.
We had all the momentum, dude. We were fired up.
Yeah.
And dumb fucking penalty.
And then we were down 1 before Shealy came in sideways. I remember I had a pick and carry. I just grabbed the ball out of a ruck and went. And it was a 2-on-1. It was me and Ian. And we're just racing down the field. He's right there. I draw my defender in, give him a perfect pop pass right in his hands, and they just stone hands it, knock on. And like that was when everything just deflated out of the game. It was just like, and a little more background on this game. So our dumbass coach had us doing a full speed run through the day before, and Matt Sitch comes barreling through a walk through ruck, puts his knee right at the top of my head. So I was full on concussed for this whole game. Like I was seeing cartoons.
I remember that because like he was dogging on Matt Sitch the beat earlier in that season. Remember? I remember he put him in the middle of the ring. And he made me and a couple other people just run at him as hard as we could multiple times when he just could not tackle us. And so Matt Sitch had something to prove. He was like, all right, he wants me to go full speed in these walkthroughs. And he did. And like you were going, when one person goes 50%, the other person goes 100%. That's where injuries happen. You can't do that.
I was just standing over a ruck. Like I wasn't even expecting contact. I was just like stabilizing a ruck, and he was B-side. That season was funny because that dude just wanted to play anyone he could over me, and was just like pushing every other forward. Like, come on, please be better than him. Please be better than him.
He had a made up vendetta against Luther. Like it came from nowhere. He hated Luther for some reason, and to this day we have no idea why.
Yeah.
But good. I'm glad to hear you're playing rugby again. I'm really happy for you about that, actually.
That's awesome news.
Yeah. But I do want to get to some of the questions we had. I know Joe had a question he wanted to ask right off the bat.
Yeah. Just starting off. How are you feeling about your team so far? I mean, going right into the fantasy aspect of football. I mean, let's get a good overview on like how things are going on your perspective.
You're still my dark horse, man.
You know, despite my record, like the numbers say it's not looking good, but when you look at the team performance, I'm in the top 3 in both points for and points against.
Yes.
So I've gotten a lot of unlucky breaks. And had I snuck out like 1 or 2 more wins early in the season, I wouldn't even be sweating the Saquon injury. It's just like, you know, when you have all those losses kind of compound early, every week becomes more important. And that's kind of what's fun about fantasy football. Like that's why you got to really like when you get in this position, it's possible, but you really got to like look at your buys, look at the matchups, look at everything you can possibly do to get an advantage every week. Yep. So that's what I've been doing. And hopefully it pay. Like last week, like I had 120 points. I had a fine week,
Yes.
but Josh just, has scored the most points in the league. What else is new?
Yeah. You have had some very tough breaks. I think the last 3 weeks, I believe you've had, it's either 3 of the last 4 weeks or the last 3 weeks, you've had incredibly tough breaks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know the exact numbers, but I can remember when I reached.
It's taken a 100 and almost 150 point performance for me to put up one win this season.
Yes.
I put up 138 points against Huff and lost. So I've had I think my team's good. I think I've made some strong moves, and I think I've got a chance. But like we'll get to with the trade that Joe and I made, you've got to look ahead at schedules and do things where even if you're taking a bit, you're giving the other person a bit of an advantage. You've got to make moves that allow you to win weeks rather than have the best team, because that doesn't always matter.
I love that perspective on it, because a lot of people, like myself included, I'm not a very good fantasy player, don't claim to be, but I look long term. I'm like, oh, how am I going to do in the playoffs? Hey, dumbass, you got to make the playoffs first. When you have that week to week mentality on your season, I think you do a lot better, and you're poised to have a better comeback, which and you're like we said, the numbers, you need a little bit of a comeback, which I think you can do. Dak Prescott is going to be on fire for the rest of the season.
Oh yeah.
I need lucky breaks. I need regression, right? I need the bad luck to turn into good luck. So I win a matchup or two that I shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I do everything in my power, but ultimately it's the fantasy gods, and they're some fickle bitches. So
they are. We got to figure out how we need to be able to make a sacrifice to them.
Well, we'll sacrifice Luke.
We'll sacrifice Luke.
I was going to say Luke, but I also think that we should burn Chaos Landing's team, just like set it on fire. That could be a burning effigy to the fantasy gods for sure.
We'll get to Chaos Landing here in a second, because I did want to talk about that with you. But I want to switch gears here just from fantasy real quick, because I mean, like I said in the introduction, you're an avid Kanye fan. I am sometimes a gooey romantic, and I'm afraid true love is dead. Kim Ye, they had me going. I was like, if they can do it, I know I can find true love. I'm kind of down in the dumps right now. Can you get me out? Is true love dead?
Yeah, I'll get you out for 2 reasons.
Okay.
One, they're both billionaires. What does love mean to them? They have a smorgasbord of the best looking people on earth to fuck at any given time. They don't have to work together to take care of their kids because they have full-time nannies, because money doesn't exist to them. Like, Kim looks like a fucking funhouse mirror at this point. She's had so much plastic surgery. And I don't even know if Kanye exists anymore. Like I love the guy. I think he's a genius, but I don't think he's a person. I think he's just like a giant, I don't even know, like a big, like a big dark room where just noises happen. Like, I don't know if he's actually got like the same perspective as a normal living human. So like, is love dead? No. And this is why the second reason. And it's a Bennifer's back together.
Yes.
Like, yes, fuck A-Rod, fuck all that. If Bennifer comes back together after all this time, then love never died.
Okay.
There it is. That's a good point.
Excellent point. All right, you have restored my faith in love. Thank you. I got really down there for a little bit. I don't know. Good. Thank you. All right, now I do want to kind of like use that as a segue to real quick what you thought about Kanye's new album, because I listened to it. I listened to all 48 of those songs, and like I liked like a handful of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it as an album, I'm not sure how I felt. I didn't really feel very good about it, but I did really, really like a handful of those songs, including some of the Christian songs.
I 100% agree with you. That was exactly the notes I wrote down for my take. It is not a good album. there are some very, very strong moments on it. You could probably put 9 to 12 songs on a playlist and make an album that you like. But what's cool is that so could somebody else who has different music taste than you. They could probably pick a different 9 to 12 songs and make an album they like. Mm-hmm. I think, what's the name of that song? Hold on. There's one song on the album that I love because it reminds me of the feeling that I'd get at like youth conferences when I was a kid.
Like I said, I like
Come to Life. Come to Life, I think, is the best song on the album.
Just about to mention that.
Yes.
It's absolutely beautiful. It made me tear up because I watched all of those live streams. I waited hours for him to come out. Like every single Donda live stream, I got an Apple Music subscription. I didn't even have an iPhone. I got an Apple Music subscription on my computer just to watch those live streams. And like it was cool to see the album evolve because it was in like different stages, and it was obviously like him letting us in on his creative process. The album wasn't finished. He was taking feedback. It was like a big focus group. There were a lot of things I really liked about it. Mm-hmm. But you know, I thought the Marilyn Manson thing was weird.
Yeah.
You know, I think that was kind of a slap in the face to a lot of his fans who have experienced sexual violence in different ways, just looking at all the allegations, seemingly co-signing a guy like that, bringing him onto the album in some kind of warped, like some warped, weird, like everyone deserves forgiveness thing, but like you have to apologize and ask for forgiveness to get forgiveness. And he's never done anything but deny these allegations. So I don't know. Like a lot of the stuff when like I thought the funniest thing to me was when he replaced Jay-Z's verse with DaBaby, and DaBaby was better. That was like the funniest thing to me is like he throws DaBaby on the song and cuts out Jay-Z on the third live stream, and everybody on Twitter is like, what the fuck is happening? Why would you do that to Jay-Z? And I'm like, it's kind of better. Like Jay-Z's verse wasn't that good. Like this is funny.
Kind of a classic Kanye move, though.
Totally classic Kanye. So there are a lot of things that are classic Kanye about this album. You know, I think Off the Grid is a really sick song.
Yeah. What's the Jail song?
Jail.
Yeah,
that's the one. That's the one that he replaced. Well, at the live stream, he just did Jail Part 2, which is the different version with DaBaby and Marilyn Manson on the album. He added the second one. Gotcha. Yeah, so like, yeah, there's songs, but I haven't found myself going back to it. But one thing I can say is at least there are moments where I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. Kanye is doing something really cool. Where I listened to Certified Lover Boy a couple times, and I'm like, this is the most boring shit I've ever heard. Like, this is like a worse version of an album Drake made 10 years ago. Like, why? Like, are these Take Care B-sides? Like, what are we doing? So, I 6.8. 6.8 is what I'd give to
I like it.
We got a rating.
Oh, we got a rating.
I love it.
Good. Cool. All right, let's move back to fantasy.
We asked Chris this question. What is your ideal fantasy format? We kind of want to get like opinion around the league, see what everybody thinks. But what's the kind of like the ideal format you would like?
Like position wise.
No, I'm just kidding.
Basketball.
No. My ideal format is no PPR. I don't like PPR because it's fluff points. I think PPR, like, it makes running backs more valuable than they have to be. Because running backs that get catches, I think it makes
like
Christian, and why is a huge like Najee Harris is a great example. Like the dude gets 11 catches for 48 yards and 36 rushing yards and a touchdown. He's got a 20-point week. Like, why is that a 20-point week? Why do those catches add up to so much when they're not really doing much to move the needle in the game? So like, I think a lot of PP, and some of it is like, but like, you know, you get a receiver like who gets targeted a lot. Like, oh, Cole Beasley had a 8 reception for 68-yard game. And he's like, you know, wide receiver 25 on the week, where like,
right.
Okay. But like, so I think it's standards harder because it makes you really go for guys that are getting touchdowns or getting a lot of yards, which is what's important. PPR makes it's like training wheels a little bit.
I think that's why people don't like PPR though. It does make it harder. Like if you don't have PPR, like if you're not rewarding the catches, then it does make fantasy football more difficult. For
Yes. Yeah. As it should be.
Agree.
Yeah.
Look, we're on the same page
Yeah.
here. Like, I had to fight when I fought, I conceded half point PPR.
Yeah.
I wanted no PPR. So we're on the
Yeah.
same page as that, but a lot of people like the PPR.
And I think PPR makes more sense if you're in like a 16, 18 team league where, you know, the waiver wire is really thin. You need to get points from somewhere.
Yeah.
I think that's it's more acceptable. But in an average 12, 10 team league, like you don't need PPR because there are lots of good players and you just need to work harder to find them.
Right. You got to spend like 10 minutes on the waiver wire looking for people and going through stats. It's not that hard.
Or trade. It helps out with trades too. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to find creative ways to get players onto your team.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I think 6-point quarterback passing touchdowns is something that is in my ideal format, because in 6-point passing touchdowns, you're not overvaluing quarterbacks who run the ball. I think that rushing quarterbacks are good, but I think, you know, quarterbacks throwing touchdowns are like a massive part of the game now. And why should it be worth less because they're running it in with their feet? A lot of that has to do with field position. A lot of and I get it. It's exciting, but like, you know, when you look at actual game value to like NFL value, it doesn't exactly add up. Like you've got Lamar Jackson, who's like winning some games, and that's someone I'll touch on later. But like, I don't think quarterbacks. I think there should be more parity with quarterbacks who sit in the pocket and quarterbacks who run. I think the touchdowns should be equal. Like Chris, I think there should be 2 quarterbacks, but I also think there should be 2 flexes, because you got a lot of guys sitting on your bench. Why not, instead of like making a deeper bench, just when you have 2 quarterbacks, because you want an extra bench spot or 2, just let them score points instead of sitting on the bench.
I completely agree with that. I never understood why people have like seven bench spots and 1 flex. All right, let's go back to fantasy football. Let's see. Who is your pick to win our fantasy football league?
Oh, that's a good question.
Who do you think right now, after 5 weeks, is going to win the league?
So this is a little bit of a contrarian pick, but I think it's going to be Chris Valente. I think Chris Valente actually has a rock solid team. He's probably 1 trade away, but his team is solid top to bottom. Najee Harris is a usage monster. Mike Williams has turned into an absolute rock star wide receiver. And he's got one of the best young quarterbacks in the league throwing him the ball. He's got Travis Kelce. He's got Kyler Murray. Like top to bottom at every position, he's got CeeDee Lamb. Like the dude's got a rock solid roster. He could probably use another running back. Hit me up, baby. But yeah, so like I offered him a trade. He's probably not going to accept it, but I offered him Saquon and a receiver, I think, for Mike Williams, because he can afford to wait it out. And
he needs like you said, he needs a running back.
Yeah. So, and he's got some depth at receiver. So I was testing the waters there, but
I do like how you said it was a controversial pick, but he is number 1 in our league. You know that, right?
Yeah, but I was going off your power rankings, guys. You guys don't love Chris's team. You guys discount it a little bit. I didn't say it was dark horse. I just said it was contrarian because the chalk pick is obviously Huff's team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
Chaos Landing just was like, please take my good players. I would love Myles Gaskin. Thank you. Oh, thank you for the fab. I'm gonna use it to tip some strippers. Like because he must have been on so much cocaine when he made that trade. That's the only explanation.
Our brother-in-law, James, is like, he's one of the smarter people I've ever met. But when it comes to like football IQ, it's non-existent almost. He starts Rob Gronkowski just because he loves big tight ends. And when I told him he was out and he's not playing, he's like, it's okay. He'll still be fine. So, yeah, that's kind of where his mind's at.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what, but like fantasy football, this is why, and I always preach it, but this is why I love fantasy basketball, because fantasy basketball, it's definitely more tedious. It's definitely a little bit more of a chore at times, but ultimately it's so much more predictable because you're just crunching numbers. And you're like, where can I get these numbers to fit into these boxes? And there's something so like that just like tickles my ADHD brain about it, where it's just like, how do I get I have a surplus in rebounds and I have a deficit in steals. How do I turn this number into this number with trades and working the waiver wire? Like, I just love when the numbers work. And that's something that like gets me mad about fantasy football. It's like, it's so unpredictable and you only have one day to do it. So it's like either they do it or they don't do it. And you're either happy or you're sad. You can't really do anything about it once it's done. You can't really course correct other than like massive sweeping trades or like maybe hitting on a waiver wire pick. But like it's just like, even if you're a really smart person, fantasy football, like unless you knew ahead of time which guys were going to make a leap, it's tough to course correct.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I love that take. Real quick, Joe, you want to do that one?
Super Bowl picks?
Yeah. Just real quick, right off the top of your head, who's the Super Bowl picks?
Cowboys, Bills.
Cowboys.
But my dark horse is the Chargers.
Okay. I have
Interesting.
no comment on that, no contradiction or anything. The Cowboys are playing some fucking ball right now.
Fire.
I love those picks. All right, let's get into player analysis. Actually, first let's talk about the trade. Let's
talk about the trade.
You and Joe let's talk about the trade real quick. It's you got Dawson Knox and Miles Sanders. Joe got Josh Gordon and Kyle Pitts.
Joe has all the upside in the trade, all of it, every inch of upside. He can afford to take that shot, but I think there's downside too. I think we both benefited from it, honestly, mostly due to the fact that Kyle Pitts is on a bye next week, and I didn't like any of the tight end options on the waiver wire, which is why I was pursuing the trade in the first place. And I needed a backup running back, and that it just made sense. I can't really afford to stash Josh Gordon anymore. It's just taken up a bench spot that I can't afford with the Saquon Barkley injury and the fact that they're not ruling him out, so I can't put him on IR. So I had to make a quick decision. I had initially just offered Kyle Pitts for those two, and he countered with Josh Gordon too, which is like fine. I'd have to drop someone anyway. So Joe gets a lot of upside, but Dawson Knox is the number 3 tight end on the season right now.
He's solid.
Yeah,
He's very, very solid.
He's in a phenomenal offense. Josh Allen likes him. Like, I don't really see a reason he couldn't finish the season as a top 3 tight end, especially with Kittle being out for so long. But for the most part, like I have enough upside with my position players where I just need something steady at tight end. I don't want to be waiting for Kyle Pitts to maybe pop every week. Mm-hmm. And the Falcons, like you guys always say, are a fucking terrible organization. And I didn't really want any part of it anymore, which was even more pleasure trading him to Joe. So now Joe gets to be attached to the Falcons organization.
Joe, do you have any comments on this?
Yeah, I mean it was right along those lines. I was kind of happy to get rid of Miles Sanders. I've never been a big Miles Sanders fan, but I mean I get why he has value. He's a starting running back in the league, and where the value that kind of goes. Dawson Knox is good value at tight end. I just see a little bit more upside with Pitts and some just because of athletic ability.
Of course.
But, I mean, at the same time, like Dawson, as you said, Dawson Knox has been like top tight end, which honestly is a good time to trade him too. Like value's high, you can kind of work with that. And then when you first gave me that, I was like, there's not enough there. Let me see what I can do. But I didn't need too much more. But when seeing Josh Gordon on the bench, with a high flying offense that Patrick Mahomes has, at any given moment, I know that he hasn't started off great, but maybe this is a great opportunity for another weapon to emerge. There's a lot of upsides with him, or that could crash and burn. But I was definitely going upside trade right here. It could go either. Yeah, honestly, it could go either.
And either way, I don't think like even if it doesn't pan out, you didn't really lose all that much.
No.
Like you didn't give up all that much. And like, yeah, I got this bought me a week until I need to do a buy fill in for a tight end, but at least it bought me that week. And you know,
Like your mentality on the fantasy week to week, take it week
Right.
to week, which I think more and more people need to have that approach to fantasy sports in general.
Yeah.
Like especially more so basketball and baseball, but also fantasy football. You know, it's a week to week game pretty much.
Yeah, you're winning. You're not playing to win the season. You're playing to win each matchup.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, I think like Miles Sanders has been really bad, like really bad. And Kenneth Gainwell looks really good. So there's a good chance that, but like, you know, he could always sneak in for a touchdown. And right now, you know, Saquon's looking like 2 to 3 weeks. I just need to figure something out. And then I don't know if you guys saw, you probably hit the overpay button because nobody else bid on him, but I think Marlon Mack's going to be on the Chiefs by Friday.
Yeah, we actually, I thought it was good. Just a little spoiler for later on in the show. I thought it was good. The fact that no one else bid on him is astounding to me. I didn't bid on him because I only have $93 left. And if I had more, I would have bid on Marlon Mack for sure. Just like I said, the fact that nobody else bid on him was astounding. What you got him for, I think was good.
Didn't somebody already get him earlier in the year too?
And dropped him.
And then end up dropping him?
Well, he didn't have a good card.
Well, no, because he was
he was hurt, and then he's not playing. I mean, he's behind. He's third string on that team, and they're not playing him because they've been trying to trade him all year.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, as the running back injuries start to pile up, you know, the Chiefs were talking to the Eagles about acquiring him earlier this week. Like, I think if he's not on the Chiefs roster this week, he will be next week, or another running back goes down. I just think he's the stash. I think Devontae Booker is probably the better of the two. I think Darrell Williams, like, he's a big dude that can run straight, but if he's not on the goal line, he's not going to get you the fantasy points you want. He's not a good. They have Jerick McKinnon, so he's not going to get a lot of action in the passing game. I think Devontae Booker is going to get all he can handle, but I really think the best waiver pickup this week was Kadarius Toney, because I think he's going to get a lot of the underneath checkdowns that Saquon was getting.
He had a monster game too for confidence booster and momentum and everything.
Yeah, I think he's the guy. But I was like, look, I can, you know, try to start one of these guys, spend all my fab, or I can spend a little bit less, get this guy I can stash and trade for someone who can fill in for a week or two. So that's what I did.
Cool.
Nice.
All right. So before we're going to get to the player analysis. You have a couple of guys picked out that you want to do a player analysis on, and I'm actually really interested to hear it. But first, we want to do a little question we love asking people. It's kill, marry, fuck. But kill, marry, fuck. Magic Johnson, Draymond Green, Denzel Valentine.
Kill Denzel Valentine. Punt that dude into the sun. I'm gonna have to marry Magic Johnson, but it's gonna be celibate because I don't want AIDS. Yep. And and I guess I'm fucking Draymond with that backpack shot.
Sparty all day. You like how we did the Sparty guys.
Yeah.
All right, your player analysis. So I'm really excited to hear this because you got a couple of players picked out. So you have my guys, Pump the Brakes, and Panic Button, right?
Yeah, I'll break it down. I just, there's 3 guys that I'm really, really big on. I think they're going to have huge finishes to the year. There's 3 guys that aren't doing very well that I think are going to turn it around. And then there's a couple guys that I'm pretty worried about rest of the season outlook on. Awesome. My guys that I picked for today, Lamar Jackson. Like, look, I know you guys were talking last week, the rushing numbers are there, but if you look into the stats, he's averaging career highs in yards per completion, air yards per attempt. He's on pace to smash his career totals in passing yards. His highest passing yards in a season was, I believe, 3,200. And he's already got almost 1,600 passing yards through 6 games this season.
He's already got half that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so like he is on an absolute tear. He looks more comfortable in the pocket, and he's taking fewer hits. He's not getting beat up. He's still got it on the. He's the best running back on his team. So you combine all those things together, and they're winning games. They beat the Chiefs. Like they're a good team. So
Unbelievable game against the Colts too.
Yeah.
I will be the first to admit that I drafted Lamar Jackson last year. Watching his games, I was very low on his passing ability. I was, his first year in the league, he was, won everyone's fantasy league who had him. But last year, watching him pass, he's missing a lot of throws. But he really got that all together this year. He looks really comfortable, and I think, he's just going to be an absolute monster down the stretch. My second guy is Austin Eckler. I think Austin Eckler, and this is all thanks to you guys. Like your loss is his game, Joe Lombardi. Like,
Yeah.
like he is Alvin Kamara this year. Like
Really
he scored a touchdown on accident last week because the Browns dragged him into the end zone.
We did talk
we,
about
we
that.
talked about that earlier in the show. We are crediting the Browns defense for that touchdown,
Yeah.
not Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
Even without that, like,
Yeah.
even
was
without that,
absurd.
just Joe Lombardi loves getting his running backs involved in the passing game. Eckler's shown that he's also very efficient between the tackles. Like the guy can do it all. He's really quick. He's in amazing shape. Like fuck, marry, kill. It's fuck all the way with Austin Eckler. That dude's a sex machine. And then my guy is also on the Chargers, and we also mentioned a little bit earlier is Mike Williams. Like,
Yeah.
Leading into this season, you look at what he was doing. He wasn't a great route runner. He was just kind of a guy that would get lucky, and because he was bigger than everybody, would score a touchdown in the end zone. But he really developed something with Herbert over the off season. He's just, he's always open. He's super fast. He's enormous. He catches everything. Like he looks like Megatron out there, which
Yeah, we were
very
talking
good.
about
Very
it,
good.
and he like teleports to the back of this behind the secondary. Like he's not known for his speed, but like somehow he finds himself in those open gaps.
I think his speed's surprising, and that's why he was a first round pick. Where did he get taken? The 9th pick overall, like a couple years ago. Like
it was high up there.
It was up there.
he
Yeah.
was a high. They invested a lot of draft capital in him, and I think he's sometimes it takes players a couple years, and he figured it out, and he figured it out in a big way. I think he's, and a little bonus guy here, just to toot my own horn a little bit because I don't have anything else to celebrate. Is I was finally right on DJ Moore. That dude's a fucking stud.
Yes, you were.
Definitely.
Because I did it last year too. I'm like, DJ Moore's going to break out. He's so talented, and Robbie Anderson got like 120 targets. And it was what's going on here, but Darnold, another guy that I was right on. I was all last season. I'm like, well, the Steelers just go get Sam Darnold. Like, Steelers, please go get Sam Darnold. And we didn't, and now we are where we are. But congrats to the Panthers. Good organization. Happy for them. Yeah. Neither here nor there. Yeah. Okay. So those are my guys. Pump the brakes. These are some guys, it's been tough sledding the last couple weeks, but I think they're going to turn it around. One of the guys is on your team, Joe. So the first guy, TJ Hawkinson, I think he's good. Jared Goff's struggling. The Lions are struggling. He's had a couple really bad weeks, but he's the only reliable pass catcher on that team.
Oh yeah.
He's very good. He's had a couple years to really marinate in the league and get comfortable. And I think he's going to have some down games, but I think he's going to, finish at least in the top 5 for tight ends when it's all said and done. Who else are they going to throw it to? They got to score points sometimes.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley's another guy. I think the problem with Calvin Ridley is they haven't had downfield. Defenses haven't had to key in on anybody else. But after that Kyle Pitts breakout game, I think defenses are going to have to pay a little bit more attention to him, which is going to open things up for both of them. But
True.
Calvin,
that is a good point.
Calvin Ridley's a stud, man. He's a phenomenal receiver. Some of like his highlights even from this year, that diving catch on the slant going into the end zone a couple weeks ago, he's just awesome. I had him last year. I got him like the 5th round. He was so much fun to watch. But yeah, I mean, when you remove a threat like Julio Jones on the other side, it's going to be an adjustment for him to get used to being that number 1 guy and go up against those number 1 corners every week. And I know he can do it. I don't think Matt Ryan's the Falcons' problem either. I really don't.
Okay. We actually talked about this earlier in the show. He has had a very good last 3 games.
Yeah.
He's
had a very good career. Like, you go back to the Super Bowl. He made that 28-3 lead. The defense gave it up. Defense has been Atlanta's problem since they've had problems.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, here's the thing. They will always be the brunt of all of our jokes because we fucking hate the Falcons.
Yeah.
But I will give credit where credit's due. Matt Ryan has not had a bad career at all. It's actually been a fairly good career. Like, if you look at it from top to bottom.
I was low-key, like, just kind of hoping that, like, they would give up on Matt Ryan and then, like, Sean Payton would, like, scoop him up and do another Drew Brees thing again.
That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, right.
That would have been kind of cool.
I'd like to see him on another team because he's like, I'd like to see him get the Stafford treatment. I mean, he's had more success than Stafford did, but I'd put that on the Ford family. They are just some horrendous team owners. They did not put good teams around him ever. It was him and Megatron and nobody for most of his career. But you know, as soon as he shows up in LA, their defense forgets how to play defense. So it's pretty funny. Like, they've been a complete average defensive unit this year. And, you know, with some of the personnel they have, that's kind of ridiculous.
299 Madden players in there.
Yeah. I mean, truth be told, I think Aaron Donald is maybe the best position adjusted player in the history of the NFL. I think what he can do compared to everyone else who plays his position is absolutely ridiculous. He's so good.
I think he's the best football player in the game right now. Like, no offense to Brady, but just what he, like you said, what he can do in almost any position on the defensive line is just astounding.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Let's go Pitt. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny that he went. I forget he would like. It's funny because Pitt's never very good, but they've had some really incredible NFL players come out of Pitt. I mean, like Aaron Donald, Larry Fitzgerald, surefire Hall of Famers. It's funny. And then, so my third guy, pump the brakes, is Adam Thielen. Don't give up the ship on Adam Thielen. I think with Dalvin Cook being out, they haven't had to stack the box like they do. Defensive haven't had to stack the box like they do against Dalvin Cook. So there's more coverage in the flats and the underneath routes where Thielen kind of thrives. He's a phenomenal receiver. He's so good.
To kind of build on your point, now that Mattinson has kind of proven himself, they might stack the box a little more.
They might, but Dalvin Cook will be back probably next week.
You think so?
He was reported. He's upgraded to questionable right
now. He was a game time decision last week. He was pretty close. He was warming up, and he didn't go. Okay. So I don't think it's anything to worry about long term. I think Adam Thielen is an absolute baller, and he's one of those guys. Fantasy analysts are always like, "Oh, he's a regression candidate. He caught too many touchdowns," but then he continues to do it every year. It's like, at what point are you just going to admit that Adam Thielen's just a really good receiver?
If they keep saying that every single year, they'll eventually get it right.
Yeah,
that's just kind of how like reporters do.
Yeah, and how football works. Yeah, you know, at some point, like they're going to have at that point.
Yeah,
and now we get to the panic button. Alvin Kamara. Like,
jeez,
I don't like that.
And here's why. I don't think it's the way he's producing. And this comes back to my PPR point. He's getting career highs in rushes, right? He's getting no targets and he's rushing the ball like, you know, more times than he's ever rushed in a game in his career. I think that's not great for his health and his durability over the course of the season. And I also think it's bad for his fantasy production because a lot of his big plays come off passes. And if, you know, I think that's part of Joe Lombardi going to San Diego. You see that happening with Austin Eckler. Mm-hmm. That's why we're seeing some issues with Alvin Kamara. And while I don't think there's anything to be, it's not like he's not going to be a good fantasy asset, but I think he's going to end up probably, bottom end of RB1 or running back 10, 11, 12 by the time the season's done, because he's not getting he's not getting targets. And I think, the only way that changes is if Jameis Winston gets a fucking lobotomy, because that dude just cannot look anywhere closer than 30 yards away.
Oh, he definitely goes for the ball. Like
he's just tunnel vision. He's the funny, like, I would love being a Saints fan right now because
it's awesome.
You're not, you don't know what's every week's a surprise. And Jameis Winston is like watching a fucking circus on TV. He's like he kind of runs around like he just got out of a clown car, and all of a sudden he just throws this bomb downfield. Maybe Marcus Callaway catches it, or maybe it's an interception. Another surprise. Like it's like a Forrest Gump box of chocolates watching the Saints offense this year. It's fucking
That's
great.
a good analogy. Now the icing on the cake. Right? That is so true. As Saints fans, like, yes.
And
I'm excited every single week. You have no idea.
And that's, and that's coming from a Steelers fan who that was going to be in my pump the brakes segment, but I don't have the balls because I don't know if I believe it. I think their offensive line is going to get a little better, and they're going to be like an 8-8 team. But like, sneak peek on the gambling picks. This feels like a trap game. The Steelers are 100% going to lose this game at home. The Steelers always lose when you think they should win, and they're at home. Seahawks plus 4.5 at Heinz Field. Mortal lock. The Steelers are going to find a way to lose this game.
Okay, we'll get to the picks because that's coming up right after. So
I know. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. My second panic button. And it's a group of guys, is the Seahawks pass catchers, which kind of feeds into that whole point too. I think, if you want to trust Geno Smith, trust him at your own risk. He's proven himself to be bad more often than not. I think a lot of what makes the Seahawks pass catchers really good is they're very fast. They get downfield. Russell Wilson finds them in open space. He's really good at just placing the ball perfectly where it needs to go on downfield throws. DK Metcalf's banged up. I just saw he was listed as questionable today, was limited at practice. Like, it just feels like it's Chris Carson time until he breaks his neck again or something. They're going to run the ball. And their defense is bad. Like, and that's why there's all these reasons why they should lose to the Steelers on Sunday, but they're not going to. So I think Lockett probably retains more value because he moves out of the slot more often. He gets those kind of short to mid-range throws, PPR. He's got the volume, but like DK Metcalf's bread and butter is being bigger and faster than everybody and being downfield. Right. And I think Pete Carroll's an overrated coach a little bit, but not a bad enough coach to say we're still going to fire the ball to DK Metcalf with our guy Geno Smith. I mean, I saw they were on the phone with Blake Bortles. That happens. Seahawks might win the Super Bowl.
Wow, might go to Super Bowl.
My guy Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles.
Here's the Bortles.
Here's the thing. I think Pete Carroll. I agree. He's not the greatest coach. But I think he's just addicted to running the ball. Like, it doesn't matter who his personnel is. I think he's just addicted to running the ball. Is that a bad take? Like, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion.
If you can run the ball successfully, you're eliminating a ton of risk. Like, I don't think
that's the thing. It's not successful. And he just tries to, I feel like he just tries to force it a lot. That's where that take comes. Like you said, if the running game is working, then by all means go for it. But I think Pete Carroll, he tries to force the running game when it's not there, and he just needs to let Russell Wilson do it.
And he tries to force the passing game when it's not there, a la Super Bowl.
Correct. Absolutely. Yeah.
No, he just I do see him. It's that trope, establish the run, right? For the passing game to work, you have to establish the run. And I think that's been proven false a lot over the
Yeah.
past couple seasons in the NFL. If you don't want to run the ball, you don't have to, and you can still win a lot of games.
Yep.
But I think these old school coaches, like, I love like every soundbite. What's the Chargers head coach's name? Every soundbite I hear from this guy, it's like, you know what's going on.
I think his name's like last name is Slater or something like that.
His name is
Yeah, do a
little
quick reference check.
Brandon Staley.
Staley.
Dude is
yeah.
awesome. Just like go watch some of his like interviews and sound bites. Like the guy just knows what's up.
Mhm.
You know, when it comes like he values the running game, but he doesn't see it as necessary. It has value, but it's not like you have to run to pass. I think that's becoming an outdated idea.
Mhm.
Very much so.
Okay. And then my final panic button is as we discussed earlier, Chaos Landing. That trade still just kind of boggles my mind because, you know, what did you gain from it? He hasn't used the fab. He's probably still sitting on 1,200 fab. Like,
No, I think he has close to 1,000.
yeah.
We
So like,
started with 1,000. I think he has like 900 or something.
like, does he have like an investment portfolio with his fab? Is he buying like fantasy stocks? Is he invested in fantasy crypto? Like, what's going on here?
He might be actually.
$893.
Yeah, so almost $900 left. So yeah, he's an interesting dude. I hope y'all get to meet him one day.
Maybe we'll have to do an interview with him.
Yeah, maybe. Actually, yeah.
I would like to see that.
Yeah, so you can get an insight into the mind of our brother-in-law James Inc.
I would like to I would like to hear that.
All right, so that was it from you. I love the player analysis.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was pretty cool, actually.
Great
We
take.
should
Great
probably do that with everybody
I
we
think-
interview. That was
I think so.
was really cool. Okay, real quick, let's get through the your gambling picks because I know you've been recently into, or maybe not recently, but you're really big into sports gambling, and I love your takes on picks. I have a couple of picks picked out that I was thinking about betting on this week.
Okay.
We're going to start with the Chiefs versus the Washington football team. The over-under is 55.5, and the spread is Chiefs -7. It went up from -6.5 to -7 in the last 2 days.
It's going to keep going up. Action's going to be really heavy on the Chiefs. It's a perfect bounce back spot. 7-point home underdogs, Washington, which it's tough. That's a stay away for me this week, even though it appears really appetizing, just because it's, you know, Washington can score points. Chiefs defense is terrible. And over the past couple of weeks, they've made it pretty clear that they're not infallible on offense. They can make mistakes. So I'd maybe take the money line, but it's kind of a stay away for me.
Stay away.
It's
the over-under.
bang that over. Bang the over. Yeah, but I would stay away from the spread on that one. There's this week's NFL slate's weird. There's too many home underdogs. There's a lot of landmines out there. So I'm being pretty cautious with my NFL bets. What was that?
Go ahead. What about Cowboys versus Patriots? The over-under is 50.5. That is 1 point up from 2 days ago, from 49.5 to 50.5. And it's the Cowboys -3.5. That went down. It was actually at Cowboys -4.5 2 days ago. It is now -3.5 for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think this one, I think it went down. Patriots, they're coming home. I believe this one's in New England as well. Patriots are coming home, bounce back off a almost loss to Houston. Cowboys are 5-0 against the spread. I'm betting the Cowboys every week. Like,
I think
they don't miss. I think it's a lock. I take the Cowboys here. I'd stay away from the over under because I think there's a good chance the Patriots barely score at all. I think the Cowboys defense is still kind of underrated. Trayvon Diggs is playing lights out. They're what DeMarcus Ware is still on the team, still getting to the quarterback. I think he was injured for a couple of weeks, right? Is DeMarcus Ware still there? Big
No, not DeMarcus Ware.
DeMarcus.
There's Randy Gregory's there who came up.
DeMarcus Lawrence, my bad.
Marcus Lawrence, yes.
DeMarcus
Marcus
Lawrence.
Ware was awesome though.
No, he
He
was
was a
awesome.
fantastic player.
Yeah.
But
DeMarcus Lawrence is also awesome. They're getting to the quarterback. They're, Patriots don't really have a run game. Trayvon, they don't. As much as people are like, oh, look at Bill Belichick without Tom Brady, this team is terrible, and they should be doing way worse than they are.
So you're
Like-
saying Bill Belichick is doing one of the best coaching jobs in the NFL
Yes.
because with what he's been given and what he's done, it's very impressive, right?
You give Zach Taylor this team, they're 1-5. Like
they haven't even played 6 games and he's already lost 5.
He's already
He's 1-5.
yeah, no, they took an extra loss. Like they're I'm telling you, like their defense is pretty good, but with what he's doing with the offensive weapons they have, like it reflects well on Belichick and Brady because Brady never had any wide receivers almost. Like he had Randy Moss that one year, but like, if the Patriots were able to draft second round wide receivers like the Steelers, the Patriots would have like 9 out of the last 10 Super Bowls. Like they just like the Steelers are great at drafting wide receivers, but then they just
Fantastic.
there's just and the Patriots are the inverse of that. They just can't do it. Like
And the
second,
Steelers-
third round wide receivers are almost exclusively busts for the Patriots.
Yeah.
And the Steelers are actually geniuses at drafting 3rd round running backs.
Yeah.
3rd round running backs, Steelers specialty. Well, that's a good segue into the Sunday night game, which we alluded to earlier, the Seahawks versus Steelers. The over-under is very low at 42.5, and it's got the Steelers minus 4.5. And that's been pretty consistent all week. It hasn't really fluctuated.
Yeah. Like it's because of my ties to it, I'm staying away. But if I had to make a pick, I'm taking Seahawks plus 4.5
Okay.
on the road. Like
right,
I just like this is one of those Steelers teams. Like, and this is another thing the Steelers are really good at. They win games they should lose, and they lose games they should win. I think it's something to do with the culture, the kind of the confidence that they have. It's almost like an overconfidence.
Yeah.
Like I remember I was at a Steelers game maybe 5 years ago, Sunday noon game. They were playing Jameis Winston and the Buccaneers. They were, a very solid Steelers team. Lost.
Mhm.
Primetime game, like this just feels like a trap. It feels like, it's like, oh, this is easy money. The Steelers, I have no confidence in the Steelers to pull this off. They're going to lose this game.
Okay. All right, let's go. Let's shift to the Monday night game, another primetime game, Bills versus Titans. The over-under is 54, and the Bills minus 5.5. That went up from 5 to 5.5 in the last 2 days, and the over-under went down from 54.5 to 54. Which is weird because it's kind of, I don't know, if you get the spread going up, I feel like the over-under should go up.
Or they're just expecting the Titans to score less.
Yeah.
Bills over. I bet Bills over for the primetime game last week, and it was electric, and it paid out pretty big. I think the Titans can score some points. Julio Jones is coming back.
Yep.
He was back at practice today. I think
That's big.
Bill's defense is good, but it doesn't matter if you're good. When I saw a stat about Derrick Henry today, it was like the top 3 rushing yards in the league, and it was Derrick Henry, and then it was Derrick Henry after contact, and then it was Nick Chubb.
Wow. That's incredible.
Derrick Henry has like 564 rushing yards, and like 360 something of them are after contact, and Nick Chubb has like 340 rushing yards on the season.
That's insane.
That's how good Derrick Henry is.
Oh yeah, phenomenal.
So like I think the over's safe, but that's another home underdog. Like that's this week is just landmines.
Yeah.
But like they're my Super Bowl pick. Got to ride them.
Okay.
But honestly, I've bet Michigan State every week this year, and I've won every week. They've beat the spread every week.
Dude, they've been good.
Yeah.
They've been good this season.
Show the shirt.
Yeah, you got to rep.
Sparty
Gotta rep
all
it.
day.
All day.
Anytime when there's a mention, got to rep it.
Yeah.
That's been the most fun because like week one I was like, oh, I'll just bet them, and then it was like, wow, they look better than I thought they would. Like I love Mel Tucker. They hit the transfer portal really, really hard. Kenneth Walker out of nowhere is looking like a Heisman winner. I think he's 1 or 2 in rushing yards on the season in FBS.
Mhm.
Insane. And they're not perfect, but the spreads just always seem too low. They're -4.5 against Indiana. It's Indiana. They're ranked like 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I would bet Michigan.
And they're gonna be home dogs against Michigan. And they're gonna crush them. They're home dogs against Michigan next week.
Jeez.
And you say
Like-
they're going to crush them?
They're gonna crush Michigan.
Yes.
You heard it here, boys.
Wow.
You heard it here.
Big. That's pretty big.
Michigan State will crush Michigan next week.
I mean, I like it. I
love
like
it.
it.
I
I like
love
it. That's big balls right
Yes.
there. That's a big balls,
You got big
hot take
fucking
right there.
kahunas. I love it.
But I mean, I guess with Jim Harbaugh being on the team and whatnot, I mean, you always just kind of, I guess, picture Michigan still being good. But I mean, no, but that's a testament. to
Jim
how
Harbaugh,
Michigan State are playing.
Michigan State's bus driver has more Big Ten championships than Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh's never won a Big Ten championship.
That's very true. That's very true.
Fact.
Like
Fact.
we've been like we got our asses kicked by Alabama, but we have been in the national championship game
Mhm.
during Jim Harbaugh's tenure at Michigan. Jim Harbaugh can get fucked. He's a fraud.
All right.
That's what I want.
Let's. I got two more games. Another primetime game. another home. Another home team that's not favored. Bucks versus Eagles. The over under is 52.5. It went up from 51.5, and the Bucks are -7. That has stayed consistent. Another home underdog.
I could not bet the Bucks if I were betting that game. Like it's Bucks. I just don't know what to make of the Eagles offense. Well, I don't know what to make of the Eagles.
Nobody.
Like, I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're terrible. I don't know. Like sometimes it's like, because sometimes you'll like they completely blanked Sam Darnold last week.
yeah.
Like isn't Darius Slay on the Eagles now? He can still ball on defense. Like their defensive backs are pretty good.
Yeah.
They're quietly holding opposing quarterbacks back a little bit, but it's Tom Brady. I don't think the thumb injury matters. I don't think anyone in the NFL can cover Antonio Brown. Like I really don't. Like he's uncoverable, and he's like a third, and they're still treating him like a third receiver.
I
So
know.
it-
They got
just
Mike
like
Evans
he
and
just
Godwin.
he just warps around the field. He's not always going to have a big game, but anytime he gets the ball, it's like he's still Antonio Brown. Like
It's electric. Yeah, I agree. What do you think about the over under? It's at 52.5. It's kind of high.
yeah, it's kind of high.
It's been going up though.
Yeah, I just like it's been going up, but when it goes up, that just means people are betting it. So that's just you're just following the money there. I just think it seems like Hurts is going to have a bad game. I like the under. I don't bet unders though. If I like the under, I just stay away from the over under.
Yeah, fuck unders, dude.
Yeah.
Life's Barstool Big Cat. Life's too short to bet the under. Don't do it.
Bet the over. Okay, last game I got is the Rams versus Giants. This is a over under with 47.5, and the Rams are -10. They went down from -10.5. The reason I said this was because I think when I first put it down, it was 10.5. I thought 10.5 points was a lot. Now I granted the Giants are banged up. They're at home.
This one screams Giants to me.
Yeah,
Screams Giants.
Same. That's what I was thinking. I might have to go Giants +10 at home.
Is
This was-
Daniel Jones playing?
I believe he is.
He
Yeah.
is. Okay.
Yeah, he should be back. And this is another one that I almost added to my love list. Daniel Jones is fucking awesome. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
Actually, it's
he
pretty good.
he is low-key fucking sick. Like
I
he
know.
scoots around, like, and he doesn't, like, when you're watching him, you're like, if his name were like Flash Jackson, like he'd be selling jerseys like crazy. But he's got a boring ass name and he's white, but like he's fast. He gets first downs with his legs. He's a decent passer. He's had nothing. He's had a terrible offensive line. He's had Saquon Barkley was out all last year. Like, he hasn't had much to work with, but when he does, he's a fucking good quarterback. I think he's gonna have a decent career. I hope he gets out of New York because they're not getting any better.
No,
Yeah.
I
But
agree.
he's actually got some weapons this year too. If everybody stays healthy, he's got Kenny
Yeah.
Galladay. He's Tony
Tony's-
Davis Tony,
Yeah.
which is
And-
awesome to say. Yeah,
and-
awesome, great name.
Great name.
Leading into week 5, I think he was the quarterback 6 in terms of overall points. I
Oh,
think
really?
he was,
That's not too bad.
yeah,
Wow.
like,
I didn't know
yeah.
Behind Kirk Cousins, which is crazy to say.
That's
Yeah, Kirk Cousins. The Vikings, like, I was a Vikings fan.
Rep it out. Come on. Kirk Cousins.
I was a Vikings fan as a little kid, and like my first football jersey was a Randy Moss jersey. Like my godfather, who was in the Dells with my dad, was a huge Vikings fan, and I just kind of latched onto it.
Understandable.
There is nothing more frustrating because I have friends that are still Vikings fans. There is nothing more frustrating than being a Vikings fan.
I agree. Well,
Like-
I mean, the Lions fan, but that's more depressing.
No, because being a Lions fan, historically being a Browns fan, like those kind of things, like you live in misery. Misery is what you know, but like
That's what you're comfortable with.
being a Vikings fan is like you're at the bar and there's this beautiful woman. She's like, can we go back to your house? And then you get there and you realize you left your keys at the bar. Like,
You got to go back.
like,
Or
like-
actually, I got a good one. You have this beautiful chick, and she wants to go back with you, and you're on your way, and you get pulled over by a cop.
yep.
Like, you know you're gonna score. She's probably giving you a handy while you're driving, and then you get pulled over by a cop.
Yep. Game over.
Game
Like being a Vikings fan is you are there, but it just gets yanked away from you for some stupid reason, like a kicker. Fuck kickers.
Fucking Blair Walsh.
Fucking Mason Crosby.
Yeah.
This whole weekend was
Oh,
like, I
this-
mean, that's
this
This
is-
this call would not be complete without mentioning first overall pick Mason Crosby.
yes. We will never ever live that down.
Weren't you at IKEA too? Like you
I was-
got
yes,
guilt tripped into
yeah,
going to IKEA.
I
You were
was
trying to
guilt-
draft while like snarfing down those fucking cum-colored meatballs.
Yeah, so I went with Colleen and her parents to fucking IKEA because I told her when the draft was, and she was like, "Oh, it's fine. We'll just go to IKEA. We'll be right back for the draft." And we were not going to be back for the draft, so I was using this shitty like iPhone 1 or whatever the fuck it was back in the day, trying to draft. We lost. I was picking my players for like on the queue in case I had to auto draft. And I came across Mason Crosby and I picked him. And then I started picking other people. You know how when the first person you pick on the queue, that's the way it
That's
starts
the
at
way
the
it gets
top and
drafted.
you come down. Well, I picked that and then boom, service went out. I didn't get service until we got back to the fucking house. And then I picked Mason fucking Crosby as my number 1 pick. It was the worst. Honestly, I almost broke up with Colleen then. It was that bad.
I think we were laughing until you got back.
Yeah. As you should. As you should.
That was hilarious.
It was a low point. It's okay.
It was good. It was a good taco moment right
Mhm.
there from the league. Very good taco moment where he just values kickers and just picks them in the first round.
Yeah. Well, just update on that. I did not win that league. It was terrible. Thank you. So yeah, I love reliving my shitty memories. Thanks, guys.
Well, you won last year, so
I did win. Well, that's Derrick Henry.
relive a good memory.
Okay, I like that. Positive vibes only.
Positive.
Thank you. Yeah.
Got one more question. All right. So just out of curiosity, we're big workout guys. What is an ideal body type for you?
Yeah.
If you had to pick a person for an ideal body type that you would want to be, what would it be?
Roger Federer,
Wrong.
That's
tennis
actually
player.
that actually is the wrong answer.
That's the wrong answer.
And I'll tell you why. We were going back and on the Twitter account Luka Doncic, or Doncic, on July 30th, 2013, you had a tweet. I wish I was as jacked as 50 on the Massacre cover. So that was the answer.
So that was the answer. You want to be 50 Cent on the Massacre cover.
Well, who doesn't when they're 21?
21, right? 2013. Yeah, we done
20, 21, 22. I'm glad you spent a good hour scrolling. I wish you
I
did.
did.
You tweet a lot.
There's a lot of freaking tweets.
And actually,
It's mostly retweets. It's just
It is.
Other people.
We didn't want the.
I tried to filter out retweets, but I'm not very familiar with Twitter, so I just had to scroll.
Yeah,
Like,
we didn't go to school for that.
No.
We had another one in 2013. You said Ryan Gosling greater than Ryan Reynolds. What were you talking about there?
And is that still true?
Is that still true?
apply?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Okay. What were you? What
Is that acting? Is that looks? Is that?
Which
I mean,
one?
there's a lot of things that can factor into this.
You know, I'm gonna have to rack my brain for what I was thinking several years ago, but I think it was just they're both actors named Ryan and kind of look alike. And I'd still say that take holds up. Ryan Gosling is a much better actor than Ryan Reynolds. And if you've ever seen what is that? Have you seen that movie with him and Russell Crowe where they're like bounty hunters or something? They're not bounty hunters. He's like a lawyer or something. No, he's like a private investigator. The good guys, maybe
Something like that. Yeah.
the nice guys.
The
The nice
guys.
guys.
Yeah.
Dude, Ryan Gosling is also fucking hilarious. Like Ryan Reynolds is like he's a funny actor, but like Ryan Gosling is an awesome actor that's also like in one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Like I was in tears that whole fucking movie. It's so good.
Yeah.
I love Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Here too.
Hang on. Actually, I kind of want to go on a couple other tweets. But
So basically we're about 8 years out, but our 8 years from now, because you predicted the next 15 years, on June 21st, 2013, you said I see a prodigious,
Prodigious.
whatever. I had speech class when I was little. Youth clothing line somewhere in the next 15 years called North by Northwest.
It's not there yet, but I still think it's a good idea.
I mean, you probably can make some money pitching it.
Well, North by Northwest is a classic Alfred Hitchcock thriller. So it's already a movie title, and her name is Northwest, and the line would just be called North, and her dad's. I mean, I at that point I didn't know Kanye West would be one of the more successful modern clothing designers. So
You call that essentially.
We've got another 6 years. North is still a little kid. I could see it happening when she's 12. I think that tweet's still on the money. Hit the mark there.
All right.
we got another one. This is a good one.
Yeah, this really showed the romantic side of you. But on July 19th, 2013, you tweeted out, I should live in turkey bacon for leaving you. And I really want you to kind of dive into what that really means. And it's like, is it as romantic as it sounds?
Yeah. So I know I can actually describe that perfectly. So that summer was when I was living with Josh and we were working out all the time, and all I ate was eggs and turkey bacon. And it's so fucking salty. It is just ridiculously salty. And also that summer, an album by one of my favorite bands, The National, came out, and one of the songs is called "I Should Live in Salt," and the lyrics are "I should live in salt for leaving you," which I believe is an allusion to Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible, where Lot's wife turns around and looks back at it and turns into salt.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a little trivia there, but I was just so fed up with eating turkey bacon every day, and I thought it was funny that I was listening to that song, and it wasn't that funny, but it makes sense in my mind.
I gotcha. Okay, I got another one too.
All right, this one I found quite funny, and on July 25th, 2013, in all caps, you wrote, "Dumb bitch still uses Lil Wayne quotes as titles for her photo albums on Facebook." Can we get like an actual description of who this was?
Who's the dumb bitch?
I don't know, but have you met anyone I went to high school with? Like, I know you have, Josh. I know you've met just about everyone I went to high school with, because there were only like 14 of us.
Right.
But take your pick.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
pick any of them. Any of the Catholic Central girls you can pick. I thought it was just fucking hilarious. When I read that tweet, I died laughing. I was hoping you remembered like who in particular you were talking about, because I cried almost. It was so funny. But yeah, all caps, still uses Lil Wayne quotes. It's great. That's an all-time.
That was
That's
good.
an all-time.
That was good. Like I said, I LOL big time whenever I read that one. There's a couple more I got here too. Let me see. I want to see if this still is a rule that applies to you. So July 25th, 2013, you said, "New rule: if I see a bitch subtweet in a whiny fashion, in parentheses, song lyrics do count, multiple times in the same day, they're unfollowed." Do you still apply that rule?
well, yeah, but like I unfollowed all those people years ago.
Yeah,
I mean, I know. Of course.
But I like the rule. I think it's a great
course.
rule.
Yeah.
I should probably delete some of these because I shouldn't be calling people bitches. I might get fired.
That's very true. I mean, look, it was very easy for me to like scroll into, back to these.
This was in the spirit of John Gruden resigning.
Yeah,
So
no, keep scrubbing my emails. This is great. I don't have anywhere to be.
Oh, jeez. All right.
But I guess the last one we'll go with on July 25th as well. You were on a tear on July 25th.
Dude, July 25th, you went off.
Yeah, 2013. In all caps, you tweeted, "I fucking remember sophomore year of high school too." Do you remember sophomore year? Like,
What
tell
happened
us-
sophomore year?
Yeah, tell us about it.
So sophomore year of high school, so this might actually be a subtweet after I complained about subtweets.
Nice.
But so my sophomore year of high school, summer after freshman year, we moved to Connecticut. So I changed schools. I had to meet new people. I hated it there.
You met Tim Knob though.
No, Tim Knob went to Central. I came back. Tim
right.
Knob moved to Steubenville my junior year.
That's right.
And we became friends then. No, I have, but there was this one friend, and he was just like, after I left, like we stayed in touch, but he just got weirder and weirder, and I'm sure he was just like calling me about something stupid, and I was like pissed off because he's like one of those guys that like just continues to ruin his own life and then just blames everybody else. And like, like has like severe abandonment issues and all this shit. And it's kind of like if you've ever read Catcher in the Rye, he is Holden Caulfield.
Mhm.
So it was probably about that, but like, I don't know what that was about.
Well, I mean, we have.
I'll put you on the spot on
We
that.
have fun going through your Twitter.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I'm sure you found some good ones in there. I have had some good tweets.
Yeah, no, there were some good ones. We were kind of looking for the funnier ones, like the ones that didn't age well. You didn't have very many tweets that didn't age well. These were some of the ones we picked out, but yeah, it was good. You tweet a lot though.
Yeah,
You tweet a lot.
you're very, very active on your Twitter.
Yeah. Twitter should pay you or something. So, but hey, Luth, this has been amazing. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
great talking to you. Tell Jordan it was nice to see her too.
Oh, yeah.
Will do.
Yeah.
Tell your editing software that there's a certain part of this that needs to be remitted.
Duly noted.
Duly noted. At the time.
All right.
All right.
Good chat with you guys. Looking
good
forward
talking to you,
to
Liz.
seeing the finished product. Take
All
care,
right.
guys.
Yeah. All right. See ya.
All right, welcome back, boys. Great interview with Justin Luther.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we there's a couple of segments in the interview that we're going to put the times on in the group me, so that you'll be able to, if you want to skip to certain parts of it, you can. If you want to watch, the whole interview was absolutely incredible.
Oh, great. Fantastic all the way through.
Nice insight, good gambling picks.
Oh, yeah.
Great gambling picks. But yeah, awesome. We're gonna get to the matchups, then we'll do power rankings and our predictions.
Yep.
What are you in your predictions?
Okay, well, let's bring it up again. Well, actually, I know everybody's going to be excited for this one, but I made improvement.
Good job.
Made improvement.
You made improvements.
I went 2-4 this week.
Nice.
Hey, I doubled my win count.
Good job.
Double my win count. See, that's what you
all
have,
that matters.
That's how you have to look at it.
Yeah.
You have to look at it a half glass full.
Glass half full.
Glass half full.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went 4-2, so I'm on a roll. I think overall I'm 12-12.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's do the matchups. First one, discount double fingers for Sermon on the Mount. Luth can't catch a break. We talked about it in his in his interview. It's tough. He can't really catch a break.
No.
He actually had a really decent week this week, 120.08 points.
Oh, yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with my team's I admit my team's not good, but I'm not apologizing for being 4-1. I'm on a 4-game win streak right now, and I am not apologizing.
I don't know how I'm doing this for the second straight year in a row, but you are the hottest team yet again in a second consecutive season. You were a hottest team at one time last year as well.
And again, I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm very happy with it. My team is pretty much on a roll now. Granted, DK Metcalf might not have the same production that he had in the last couple of weeks because Geno Smith is now going to be quarterbacking, but I'm still pretty optimistic about it. My bench is trash, which is going to bode very poorly when I have bye weeks. But,
Yeah, there was a couple of things I have to say about your team. I think this is Hubbard's last dance with Christian McCaffrey, but I would still hold him on the bench because you never know, like he might do the same thing.
I will
just
not
kinda,
drop him.
Yeah, he might just kind of tangle around, but hey, it was a good last dance. He had over 100 yards.
Yeah, he did.
The big thing is got to be Robinson. Robinson, it makes you question why they even drafted Travis Etienne. I know he's a good ball player and everything, but I mean the way Robinson's been going, he's got 6.16 yards per carry, 5 touchdowns the last 3 games.
Yep.
It's unbelievable.
Very, very good. I agree. I'm very happy about that. The Dallas Cowboys are on a tear, so that will go well for Zeke Elliott.
Yeah.
I'm just happy with my team. Lewis's team again. I still think he's still my dark horse team. I still think he can improve, but
just got too much bad luck. I mean, he's got Barkley being Barkley again.
Yeah.
Getting injured. Like we've seen that before. And then what we talked earlier in the years, like all the best players are all hurt right now, which is just such a tease.
right. Agreed.
But and then welcome to the NFL, Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. Hey.
Welcome to the NFL, and now you're on my team.
Yeah.
So
we talked about the trade with Luther. Great little summary of how the trade went between you two.
yeah, I think it was actually really cool to get both sides of the perspective of like what both sides were thinking.
What both sides were thinking. That it was really cool to hear y'all talk it out. We'll have that the time when we talked about the trade markdown as well.
Yep.
But do you have anything else on this one?
The fact that Jones does not have a TD for Sermon on the Mount has been killing him. Aaron
He
Jones
hasn't had a touchdown all year.
not all year, but just recently. That's what's been killing him because Aaron Jones could be good. Like I think he went off for almost 100 yards or over 100 yards, but the fact that he doesn't get that touchdown is really killing him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think that's about it.
All right. Well, discount double fingers. beats Sermon on the Mount, 148.86 to 120.08. Next matchup is Low Fat Milky Way versus Senor Pepe. Senor Pepe.
Senor Pepe. Or should we go like should we do it Chinese now? Senor Pepe.
Senor Pepe.
Senor Pepe.
Ding dong Pepe.
Senor Pepe.
Okay.
Yeah. Burn down my city walk.
We'll work on it, but that was pretty good.
Yeah.
New life into Chris Nerboss.
Yes, very
Right.
much so.
I mean, that performance kind of came out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. That's actually what I had on my notes. 154.14 points this week. That was the first time he actually went over 100 points.
Was
So-
it? That's a fun fact.
Yes,
Wow,
congratulations,
it took him 5
Chris.
weeks to get over 100 points, but hey, you did. You did.
Yeah, and he did
Positive
it with
vibes.
flying colors.
Yes, he did.
So yeah, obviously that's promising, especially if it's got to be frustrating when you see. And I think a lot of teams have scored really high this year. There's just been a lot of points going around, and if you're not the one that's scoring over 100 points, you get a little frustrated. But that's a little promise for the rest of the season. for him.
There was a lot of points scored this week.
Yeah,
I had Clyde Edwards-Helaire being out will hurt.
Yes.
That's gonna be tough.
but he's got his two rock players to lean on, which is Tom Brady and Devontae Adams. I mean, they've been consistent all year long.
and Austin Eckler.
And Austin Eckler. Did I miss that? I might have missed.
Oh
that.
no, that's he's on Luke's team.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I
I
think
didn't
he's
think
on
it
Luke's
was.
team. No, you're right. The only thing is, we talked about this with in the interview with Luther, but Eckler should not get credit for his last touchdown. That should be a Browns defensive touchdown.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't.
There was 4 players. It was a group effort to pull him into the end zone. Yeah,
Agreed.
I don't think he did.
I've never seen a play where the entire offensive line and the running back stops before the goal line and tries to just not score a touchdown, and the entire defense drag him into
Drag
the
him
end
into
zone.
the end zone. It was a bold strategy, but didn't pay off, Cotton.
One good thing for Chris, Devontae Adams is the best wide receiver in the league.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking fantasy aspect and just all out fucking just dominant wide receiver.
Yeah, we talked about that during the NFL recap, and yeah, no, absolutely best
Yeah.
wide receiver in the league.
Unbelievable. I'd say start Sanders, Luke. Start him.
Oh yeah, that was my notes too. Sanders is at least definitely a flex play.
At least a flex play.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
From here on out. And I guess the promising thing for Luke as well, Scary Terry's going to go off next game.
Yeah.
He's going to go off next game. That's how his pattern's been. He's been 20, he's been single digits, 20, single digits. This week, he's about to go off for another 20.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's good. That bodes well for Luke.
It's a hot take.
Awesome.
Hot take.
What else you got on this?
You can't have 3 players have 3 points.
No,
You know,
that's
Marvin
true.
Jones Jr., Brandon Cooks, and the other Cooks, or Jared Cook.
Mm-hmm.
They just can't go for 3 points and you expect to win the
That's
week.
true.
Even though he did have a good week with 120 points, that's not something to slouch at.
No, that's true.
But I would have to say, yeah, it looks promising for low-fat Milky Way, but he's going to have to clean up his bench a little bit. Bench didn't look so good.
True.
And doesn't look so promising. So I'd
Almost
say
as bad as my bench.
I say do a little cleanup on that.
Okay. I like
The
it.
bench is getting a little dusty.
You can do some. He still has some FAAB dollars, I think.
Yeah, should.
Yeah. Okay.
Should. Or you can trade for some.
Or you can trade. That is true. He can trade.
You can trade for more.
All right. That's all I got for this matchup.
I think that's the same as me.
Cool. All right. Low fat Milky Way beats Senor Pepe. Senor Pepe. Senor Pepe.
Senor Pepe.
CD Walk beats Senor Pepe 154.14 to 120.10. Next one I got is Antonio's Legal Bills versus Grota von Skeet. Grota von Skeet. Bob had the worst football weekend.
Yes.
Notre Dame almost lost. Detroit Lions lost again.
And
Joe Judge
they're
cried. Or no, not Joe Judge. Dan Campbell cried.
Dan Campbell cried
And his fantasy team shit the bed.
for the second week in a row.
Yeah, and it looks way worse to have 80 points when almost everybody else in the league scored over 100.
Yeah. I honestly, for Bobby's team, I would start scrambling. You know, if it's this basically like a quarterback in the pocket right now, the pocket is collapsing. I think you need to start scrambling.
Yeah.
And make something happen.
What do you mean by scrambling and make something happen?
Trades, doing something a little bit risky, like little bold starts here and there, something to kind of jar the team up a little bit and get it going.
I agree. Bobby, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, we just need to have a moment of silence for Bobby.
Juju's giving him bad juju.
Yes, that is true.
But let's give Bobby his moment of silence.
Okay.
That was good.
Yeah, that was appropriate. Because, like, man, it's just tough being a Michigan football fan. Like, unless you're a Michigan State fan, which Bobby is kind of halfway a Michigan State fan.
He's half and half. He's like,
I think he's more of a Notre Dame fan than a Michigan State fan. But this year, you can just kind of like root for Michigan State because they look fucking amazing. Right
they
now.
look great. They
Yeah.
look great. But, you know, previous Michigan State players, Kirk Cousins, really has kind of failed him after him trading his other quarterback away.
Yeah.
Just doesn't look like the best play at this point. But
I know.
they could definitely turn things around. Dalvin Cook is coming off injury here shortly. That's going to be promising for him. So I would definitely ride off of that and see what happens with Kirk Cousins when he gets off injury report. But yeah.
One thing I had, Biggs is gonna need a quarterback.
Yeah, I was gonna say like quarterbacks and trades have not boded well for both of these teams.
No, it's been tough. But Biggs doesn't have a bad team. Like we said, he's got a great wide receiving core. Antonio Brown is eating. He's like one of the best fucking receivers in the game right now.
Yeah.
The fact that, like we talked about it with Luther, the fact that he is a wide receiver number 3 technically on that team is astonishing.
It's astonishing, and the fact that defenses are treating him like that is even more astonishing.
Yeah, I don't get it. Another good thing I saw for say something nice about Bobby's team. Kareem Hunt looked good. They're gonna keep feeding Kareem Hunt.
Yep.
They call it chunt.
Yep, I'm not gonna lie. I thought, I was a little bit wrong on that prediction with him being a second running back, second string running back. But they're feeding both of them. They're both getting the carries. They're both eating.
Yeah, I agree. What else you got on this?
I thought it was interesting strategy to have 3 defenses total on Antonio Legal's Bills.
Yeah,
that was
did
interesting.
Notice that. I did notice that. I don't know
2
why.
good defenses and then 3 total. That was, I would have to say he's. I feel like he has like Atlanta defense mindset. Like it's like, all right, I have to figure out some sort of defense. Like I'm gonna display all my options because most of the time my defense sucks.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So
it's the Atlanta mindset.
Yeah,
Got it. Okay. You got anything else on this?
I think that's about
Okay.
it.
Antonio's Legal Bills beats Grotta von Skeet 117.78 to 80.60. The next one is A-Rod's Last Ride versus the Tutu Train.
The Choo-Choo Train, it's still chugging.
It is still chugging.
I kind of wish he had Chubb. Because it would be, we could be like the Choo-Choo Train is still chubbing.
Chubbing? Oh,
Yeah.
chubbing along?
Chubbing along.
I kind of like that.
But then it wouldn't really apply because there's no way in, our fantasy league you could get both Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that would be insane.
That would be insane.
That's wild.
Watch Huff try to trade for him.
He might try to trade for him. Lamar Jackson is fucking incredible. We talked about the Monday night game earlier.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
He can literally make any play and anywhere on the field.
Yeah.
It's wild.
No, it really is. I mean, that's the scary part right now is like, basically we've always been able to knock on Lamar Jackson as far as, he's not much of a passer. He just does everything with his legs. But folks, he's passing.
Yeah.
He's passing now.
Yeah,
so
he's passing now. So
it's
it's dangerous.
Yeah. I think that has to be a little bit of a testament. I know a lot of people like to knock on Greg Roman, but I think they took the criticism very well this offseason, and they've been working on his passing skills, and it's worked.
Yeah, I agree. Huff's team is so fucking good.
Oh gosh,
Hopkins
Hopkins is coming back. Basically, Henry has been insane ever since that first week, which wasn't actually like a terrible week, but ever since the first week, the last last 4 weeks after that, 582 yards, 7 touchdowns. That's insane. That is absolutely insane.
Unfathomable almost.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. Is McCaffrey gonna play? Because that's gonna help Jerv tremendously.
He's gonna be, or let's put it this way, Matt Rule came out and said he's a 50-50 for this Sunday. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
You can tell
flip a coin?
You can tell when a college coach becomes an NFL coach just by the way he talks. So like it's like, oh yeah, he's gonna be 50-50, and like all the NFL like reporters are like, what the hell does that mean?
50-50? The fuck?
He's a 50-50.
Yeah. What's up with AJ Brown? What's going on with him? Have we heard about?
I think AJ Brown thrives with another receiver.
Okay.
So he has to have another alpha receiver on the field, because like, you know, Corey Davis, he was thriving when Corey Davis was there. Julio Jones, he's had some good games with Julio Jones on the field. He has to have another receiver. He has to have something to complement. He hates being alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he needs that other alpha in the ring so that he can, because like when you got 2 alphas in the ring, that brings out the best in both of them.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I like it.
I think the last thing I want to talk about is I don't understand Hurts.
Nobody understands.
I don't understand Jalen Hurts. Now, and I think that's honestly been the dark horse on what's been carrying A-Rod's team, Last Ride's team.
A-Rod's Last Ride team?
Yeah. And that's, I mean, like, check out the stats. He was 22 of 37, not entirely great for the percentage, 198 yards. He had an interception, and then he had 30 yards rushing and a fumble as well. The only saving grace he had was 2 rushing touchdowns. And
two rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, and then end up with over 20 points. Like, I just don't understand. You got an interception and a fumble, no passing touchdowns, and you still get over 20 points. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, so like I don't understand it, but I think that's been kind of the secret weapon.
I mean, you kind of still you start him. You
definitely start him, but I mean the thing is like what happens? Like, is he gonna go down? But like even if he has his down games, they're still good games.
Right.
Like I don't understand it.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any fantasy sense.
Do you have anything else on this?
I think I'm good.
Okay. Let's see, what was it? A-Rod's Last Ride loses to the train, 97.52 to 138.88. The next one I have is CD's Nuts versus Thielen Myself. That's tough for you, bud.
Yeah.
You had a great week, and it just kind of like the rug kind of just got pulled out from under you.
Yeah, it was one of those things. But I mean, CD's Nuts is one of the hotter teams.
I think like we talked about it with Luther. Luther thinks he's the best team in the league.
Yeah, that's true. That's
very
true.
I think the 2-2 train is the best team, but I mean, obviously you can't argue with anyone who says CD's Nuts is the best fucking team in the league. So
yeah. No, I mean, it's just I hate to say it, but you know, now that I made my team feeling myself, you know, like. The Adam Thielen, like, I know Luther, in our interview, we talked about how he's still high on Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he was killing me. I mean, I honestly, it was really hard just watching my score and just watching through four quarters, seeing Adam Thielen with, like, 0 points the entire game.
That is tough. He got his 2 receptions, in the last
drive. You could tell that was a focal point of...
the last 37 seconds.
Last 37
that was
seconds.
It was the last 37 seconds that Adam Thielen got both of his catches.
You could tell that it was their strategy. That was the Lions' strategy, was to like blanket like Adam Thielen. They're like, oh, you can throw to Justin Jefferson all you want, which is very frustrating for me, but we're not going to give you Adam Thielen. And
yeah, but why not Adam? I guess I don't know. If you had to take a pick, I would pick Justin Jefferson, but I guess they went with Adam Thielen. I don't know.
So, Yeah, that's kind of
Also,
That's kinda bad.
Mike Williams kind of boned you. Mike Williams is. We talked about it with Luther as well, but Mike Williams is unreal.
he's the crazy stat that I have pulled up here is that he is the top receiver in the league right now, season average. He is scoring average 20.1 points per game. And the crazy thing about it is, last week he had a 1-point game. And he's still the top he's still the top of the league. Like that's insane. Just a testament of how Mike Williams, how explosive he has been this year. Yeah.
That's unreal.
Yeah, but then Holy Mattinson,
Yeah,
like we got 25 carries,
I think-
113
I
yards.
think the start of the week was Mattinson.
Yeah, that
Like,
really.
he really exceeded anyone's expectations.
Yeah. So I mean,
I don't even think Chris Valente had that high expectations.
well, he was a flex for him, so you knew that was the last decision he made. Was like, okay, do I want Mattinson as a flex or do I want somebody? I'm gonna throw Mattinson. Fuck it. And then it fucked me.
Yeah, it was one of those 50-50 things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Matt Rule.
Yeah. And then the last thing I got for CD's nuts, I think Sutton's actually a play. I think Sutton might
I
be a
think so,
play.
too.
He's either a play or
I
he's a
agree.
trade.
Yeah.
As long as Bridgewater's the quarterback, I think he's going to be very productive. That's 7 out of 11 receptions, 120 yards and a touchdown. I mean, I think that's here to stay. And honestly, if you can't play him because you're just so good, I think he's a good trade asset.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. One thing I had, both of y'all's benches were solid.
yeah.
Both your benches were solid, which bodes very, very well for CD's nuts because, damn, he's got a complete team.
He's got a complete team.
Complete team.
Yeah, Callaway had 22 points sitting on my bench. That would have been nice instead of Thielen, but there's no way to actually predict that. But I think he might actually be a play until Thomas comes back.
True, that is true. Yeah. Do you have anything else?
I think that's about it.
All right. CD's nuts beats Thielen and myself 141.86 to 129.60. The last one is Steeler Virginity versus Chaos Landing. I don't. Is James even like setting his lineup? I don't think he's setting his lineup.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Steeler Virginity because holy shit, his team went off. High Point winner.
Yep. Season record so far.
Season record so far. 168.32 is the record.
Yep.
So far. I don't know if that's gonna get beat. That's pretty tough.
I didn't think 160 was going to get
Mm-hmm.
beat, and that got beat. So I don't know. I really don't know.
And
I'd
here-
like to
and-
think
and-
I'm a fantasy expert, but
Here's the thing. Claypool on the bench could have even made it more. So like if he had started Chase Claypool over Tyler Lockett, he could have even had more points.
oh yeah.
It's wild. And also, what's insane is like his team's probably gonna stay that good. Justin Herbert, Nick Chubb, Gibson, Evans, like Hollywood Brown. His team is from top to bottom is stacked.
It's loaded.
Honestly, the top of our league, minus myself, is just fully fucking loaded.
Yeah.
CD's nuts, Steeler Virginity, Tutu Train, fucking loaded.
They're all loaded. Yeah.
It's going to be a wild finish, and I can't wait. Again, I'm not part of that top group because I understand that my team is 4-1, but they should probably be 2-3.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of like football just in general. You know how there's usually like some top 3 teams. You know, you got like this year you got like the Bills. You've got freaking who else do I want to say? I don't know. A couple of good teams: Dallas Cowboys, Green Bay Packers. Just like teams that are just head over heels above everybody that are basically have a shot at the Super Bowl, and everybody else is just playing for second.
Yeah, that is true. Let's see. I could see Matt's team continue to roll. Like I don't think this is just a fluke week. I think he's gonna have 140 plus points in the next couple of weeks.
Dude, Herbert's been on fire the last couple of weeks. Just his touchdowns alone, which is huge points. He's had a 4-touchdown game, a 3-touchdown game, and a 4-touchdown game. I mean, that's That right there is 12 or 11 touchdowns in the last 3 games.
That's wild.
So-
That's insane. It is always nice for me to see James, my nemesis, lose. I hate him. I still do. I mean, like, he's my brother-in-law, so I love him, but I hate him. And
I think his team is chaos right now.
it is. It
I
is.
mean-
I mean, like, it is a great name for how his team is going right now.
He did have like a great start with Gaskins with 26.9 points.
He didn't purposely do that.
No, I mean he didn't. I think he was actually had to be forced to. But like Allen Robinson, that's been a dumpster fire this
Yes,
entire year.
yes.
I mean, we know Allen Robinson's got way more talent than that. But at the same time, the quarterback position at Chicago has been just abysmal at best.
Yes, that is true.
So, yeah, it's kind of a chaos over there in that landing spot.
I mean, credit to James, kind of. His bench, he had the best bench.
Yeah, very much so.
He had the best bench. Like, if he would actually just start his players, like, he just refuses to bench Gronkowski. He loves giant tight ends.
Yep, he's got Robert Tonyan too.
Yeah.
Which actually really wouldn't have done much better.
No, but, I mean, can you just, like, start Robert Woods? Maybe?
Definitely needs to be a start from here on out.
That's what I think. I don't know. He's wild.
Yeah,
But, anyways, you got anything else on this?
I think that's about it.
All right. Congrats, Steeler Virginity, for being the high point winner this week. Steeler Virginity beats Chaos Landing 168.32 record to 95.58. All right, now we're getting to the power rankings. So coming at number 12, we have, unfortunately, Grota von Skeet. Grota von Skeet, yeah. He's not looking too hot.
Yeah, I think it's like I said. I think it's time to scramble.
Here's the thing. Bobby, you're not out.
The play's not over.
No, it's not over.
The play's not over.
It's like this is a long season, and we're like a third-ish of the way through.
Third
Like with the 17 game season, it's been really fucking me up.
Yeah,
We're a third-ish of the way through, maybe a little less than a third.
definitely less than a third. But yeah.
Okay, so you got plenty of time left.
Yeah, no, 16 games was able to portion it so much well. We could do like a quarter of the way, a half of the way, and three quarters of the way.
Yeah.
But now it's 17. Jeez, we got all those decimal numbers.
Gotta like
Nobody wants to deal with that.
Nobody does. Coming in at number 11 with a 1-4 record as well is Senor Pepe.
Senor Pepe.
Ding dong.
Senor Pepe.
Senor Pepe.
And ding dong. Playing ping pong.
Yeah, the only good thing about Senor Pepe's team is that he has the second highest points against. So he's had some tough breaks as well.
He's got a lot of
His
tough
team's-
matchups.
His team's not great. With 558.7 points for.
That's not too bad.
Not terrible, but 618 points against is just not good.
Jeez, yeah, that's tough breaks right there. So I mean, you just not going to win very many games like that. I'd say like maybe work on a better defense. Get some better points against.
Mm-hmm. Coming in at number 10, we have Low Fat Milky Way. Now we decided to put Low Fat Milky Way below Sermon on the Mount just for the sheer fact that Sermon on the Mount has over 100 points for than Low Fat Milky Way.
Yeah,
And he also has the fourth highest points against at 603.90, whereas Low Fat Milky Way has 513.
yeah.
0.66.
I mean, so you could just tell like which team's the
Which
better team.
is actually the second lowest.
Yeah.
So clearly the record doesn't show everything.
Yeah,
Which
which is why we do the power rankings.
yes, we ignore everything on the end.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to see some more consistency than just one.
He did have a great
over
week.
100
With
point game.
positive vibes. He did have a great week.
He did have a fantastic week. I want to see a little bit more from him before we move him up to the rankings.
Agreed.
There's going to be plenty more rankings.
Agreed. And that takes us to number 9, Sermon on the Mount.
Yep.
With the 1-4 record.
Just shitty matchup.
Shitty.
I mean,
luck.
he just got blown away by you this week.
I mean,
Yeah, you don't even know how to explain it.
No, I don't.
So-
I have no clue. So
Yeah.
tough. Maybe Luth, if you change your name.
Yeah. Josh changed his name and literally just gave like a double fingers to the league.
Yes, and I went on a 4-game win streak.
That's true.
Maybe that's what you need to do.
Do it.
Just change your name.
Change the name.
I think that might be it.
That MILF is not doing him right.
No, someone on the mount needs to change it.
Oh, Sermon on the Mount. That's right. Yeah.
No, the MILF, I guess, is
Yeah, the sermon is not a very powerful speech right now.
Mm.
You gotta get something a little bit more powerful. Bring out your inner Kanye.
Yes. Oh, that's a good call. Good call. Coming in at number 8 is Chaos Landing. I wish I could have put him lower, but like just the fact that he's 3-2, I don't know. I had a hard time with it because he is just his points for are 510.
Yeah.
He's got he's got the second lowest.
Third lowest.
Third lowest?
Yeah.
Okay.
46.9.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. He's got the third lowest points for, and he doesn't have very much points against. 532 is like it's
pretty low.
It's pretty low.
It's pretty low on there, but yeah, he got some early wins, which really helped him out. I mean, that's part of fantasy. I mean, it goes by the standings, and I mean, yeah, points for does play into a factor as far as ties go, but I mean, if you have those wins, you get those wins. I mean, that keeps you up on the standings as far as playoff goes, but as far as the outlook in our power rankings, you just got to put him down. He doesn't look good right now until
he doesn't look good
until
at all.
he can make some turnarounds, like maybe
Or,
Gronkowski coming back and some other stuff.
Or
and Allen Robinson.
start players that are actually playing.
That's true.
Okay, yeah. Coming in at number 7, we have Thielen and myself at 2 and 3. You got the third highest points against, so you've had a tough schedule.
Yeah, I have. But it's just I feel like I'm just almost there. But for right now,
almost at the tipping point.
I'm almost at that tipping point. But at the same time, I just haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah,
So
no, I think you and Luther are on the same level in that, like, I think your tipping point is coming.
Yeah, I think so. Which is why I went for some upside, because if I think that trade goes through the way I perceive it, and kind of picture it, I think it's some huge upside.
I agree. Coming in at number 6 is A-Rod's Last Ride.
Dang, dropping down in the rankings.
Yeah, drop it down a little bit. Mostly because the teams in front of him, like, I don't think I have a better team than him, but I'm sorry, I can't put I couldn't put him above or below. I couldn't put him above me. Just with my 4-game winning streak, it's just tough. But A-Rod's Last Ride, he's kind of in the middle of the pack right now. We're not used to seeing Jerv's teams in the middle of the pack.
I don't know if he knows what to do at this point.
I don't either. Like,
Yeah.
he's kind of like in limbo right now.
Is he panicking?
I don't know.
We should interview him.
Yeah, we should talk to him.
We should talk to him pretty soon. See if he's okay. See if
Yeah.
he is in a panic. We might prescribe some pills or something like that. We'll have Bobby do that
Okay.
for him.
Yeah, Bobby. Yeah, our therapist we'll get you in contact. Have his people call your people, and
Yep.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 5, we got Antonio's Legal Bills. He's got a very, very low points against. Points against.
Points against.
So
yeah.
that's why I had him below me as well. Otherwise, I would have put him above me, because I think Antonio, his wide receiving core is still nasty. He's still a very, very decent team. I don't know. He's got $375 left, so he's got some money to work with. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Antonio's Legal Bills, they're frisky.
Yep. It is. He's got a win over the 2-2 train. That's a big win.
Huge win.
And he's gotten a win over Low Fat Milflue. That's not maybe the biggest win. And then Grazia von Skeet, that's not the biggest win either. So
yeah.
I want to see him get some more wins off of some upper echelon teams before I really put him up there a little bit more.
I agree. All right. Well, coming in at number 4, we have me. Discount Double Suck.
I thought it was double fingers.
It is Double Fingers. Discount Double Fingers. I don't even know what the
you don't
fuck
even remember
my
your own
team
name.
is.
Yeah, you forgot your own team name.
Yeah. Anyways, look, I have the lowest points against. I get it. My team is not as good as my record shows, but again, I'm not going to apologize for being 4-1. I'm not going to apologize for it.
I don't think
I have a
anybody-
4-game winning streak, and I'm 4-1, and I'm not apologizing for it, and I will continue to be happy about it.
I don't
So-
think anybody asked for your apologies. I mean, no
Did
one.
I make that up?
No one scrolled through your emails.
Oh.
So like, I think you're a little bit off base on that one.
Okay. Nobody scrolled through my emails?
Nope, not yet.
Damn.
Although I tell you what, we might have to actually edit some of these videos if we decide to go big. we might have some questionable stuff that might come back to haunt us.
Chris Nairboss's balls on our shows probably isn't the best.
Yeah, well, good thing there's video editing.
Video edits. All right, number 3 is the 2-2 train. Again, I think he's one of the best teams, if not the best team in the fantasy league. Only issue is he has 0 FAAB dollars.
0 FAAB. I think that actually might be a big trade pitch for him right now.
Well, other people trading to him.
Yeah.
Like if you give him a guy and a bunch of FAAB dollars for a better guy, he might
Might be
take
able
it.
to- might be
Because
able to-
the way the injuries have been going this year,
You kind of want to have something stashed up. I know I spent big at the beginning of the year, but I've kept $250 at my disposal just in case there's an emergency. Like I need something
the
to have.
emergency
I got that
fund.
emergency fund there. So it's kind of risky. He's throwing a lot of money around, and I think that's a little surprising for the type of team that he is. He's one of the top in the league. I mean, I didn't think he would have to do all that, but he definitely likes to spin. So I mean, hey, this guy's he's a gold digger. So you might be able to throw some FAAB money.
He's a gold digger.
He's a gold digger,
He's a
so-
gold digger of the league.
Yeah. So
All right, cool. Now coming in at number 2 is Steeler Virginity, coming off a huge week. He's got the highest points for at 627.64.
not by much, but yeah.
Yeah.
He's the highest in the league right now, and definitely looking good. He's getting. I would say he's getting hot.
He is getting hot.
If it wasn't for your 4-game winning streak, I would say he's a hot team right now.
Yeah, I agree. He his team looks pretty good, and like I said earlier during this matchup, I don't see him slowing down very much. So I'm thinking 130, 140 plus points a week. That's a big thing to say, I know, but yeah. Coming in at number 1, our top to bottom best team in the league, CD's Nuts.
CD's nuts.
Good job, Chris Valente.
Yep. Also, Luther's pick for
Yeah.
which you can get that. You'll get that in the interview.
Yeah, Luther's pick for the champion. He really does have top to bottom the best team in the league.
It's filthy.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to the fact that I got a win over him was astounding.
Yep.
Like he will be week in week out will be tough to beat, and I don't know. He's just got a very good team. He still has 401 FAAB dollars left.
He's got that at his disposal as well. Yeah.
His points against aren't even bad at all. Like he's still top 5 or top 6 in the points against. So he's had some tough
He's
competition.
playing some teams.
Yeah. So I don't know. He's 4-1. Do you remember who his only loss was?
I'll do a quick reference, a good check on that real quick. But I can't remember. I want to say it was the 2-2 train, but I could
Do you
be
think it
wrong.
was a 2-2 train?
We're about to find out.
Okay, let's find out here real quick. Who was it?
You motherfucker. Motherfucker, you made me go look for that just to say, oh, it was the discount double fingers.
Yeah. So no, but for real, he does have the best team in the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? As of right now, yeah. Okay, let's go with our predictions. So Joe and I completely forgot to look at the next week's matchups and get our predictions. So this is going to be right off the bat.
Just
Or-
rapid fire type of
Yeah.
first thing that comes to mind.
Right. So let's go with the first.
Which, honestly, this is going to be interesting because now this is the start of bye weeks.
Oh
And
yeah,
I've already-
this throws a whole wrench.
Yeah, it throws a whole wrench into everything. Which, honestly, I did do that trade because of the upside with Luther. But the one thing I noticed,
Kyle Pitts.
I am actually scrambling for a
Tight end?
tight end right now.
Fortunately, there's some decent tight ends on the waiver wire still.
Yeah, I decided to pick up CJ Unsumanza, whatever his name, whatever his name is. I don't think that's actually the correct pronunciation, but I took speech class when I was little, so I have a bye.
You have a bye. All right. Yeah, I like it. All right. So what do we got coming up first?
We're gonna go with my matchup, Feeling Myself and Low Fat Milky Way.
All right. I'm going to pick. Damn, this is a hard one.
Yeah, it is a hard one. I'm actually gonna have to go with Low Fat Milky Way with the upset on this one.
No, I'm gonna go with Feeling Myself.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with Feeling Myself.
The only reason why I'm saying that is that I got Kamara's on a bye week this week, so that's going to be a big loss for me. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to have to sub in Sony Michel as a starting running back. Yeah, I'm going to probably have to be scrambling. I might even go off the waiver wire a little bit more so, try to pick something else up.
Right. All right. Next one we have CD's Nuts versus A-Rod's Last Ride. I'm gonna ride CD's Nuts.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that too.
I like A-Rod's Last Ride didn't show me enough last week, and like we said, CD's Nuts top to bottom is the best team in the league.
Yep.
Let's see what's our next one? Sermon on the Mount versus Antonio's Legal Bills. I'm gonna go with Luther.
Go with Luther?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Luther.
I'm gonna go opposite. I'll go Antonio's Illegal Bills.
Okay.
Because I'm feeling the Antonio part right now. He's been fire. I think Biggs might be able to pull this one off yet again. But I know Sermon on the Mount definitely needs a.
This is a must-win week for Sermon on the Mount.
He needs to just actually make a whole album dedicating do a Kanye praising God album or praising the fantasy gods.
Praise the fantasy gods through an entire album.
Yes,
which he could do. He's a very very musically gifted individual.
I would love to see that.
I'd
listen to it.
I would too.
Yeah,
I would too. Just make an entire album dedicated to the fantasy gods.
Yep.
Next one is Senor Pepe versus Grota von Skeet.
Grota von Skeet.
This is kind of like a preview of the toilet bowl.
Yeah, the Sacco.
The Sacco.
It is the Sacco right there.
I don't know, dude.
I mean, I feel like we just close your eyes and just pick one.
I'm gonna go with Senor Pepe.
I think I am too. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know how he's 1-4 with Josh Allen, Austin Eckler, DeAndre Swift, and Scary Terry.
How is he 1-4 with that?
Yeah,
that's bad management. Luke, be better.
Yep.
Be better.
We're disappointed in you.
We are very disappointed.
Very disappointed.
Yes. Next one we got Steeler Virginity versus Discount Double Fingers. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Steeler Virginity.
I'm gonna go with Steeler Virginity.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud.
Yeah, no worries. Cause
one of the hottest teams right now. I gotta ride them. Ride with them.
I know, and like I said, my team is not good. I understand that, and I get it. Oh shit. This is pretty much the lock of the week.
Yeah.
The 2-2 train versus Chaos Landing.
Yep.
I would say the line here, if you were to bet Chaos Landing, you would get, the odds would probably be, I'd say plus 1,000.
Plus 1,000?
Maybe even more. I'd say plus 1,200. Plus 1,200 Chaos Landing.
I think it's actually gone up. It's 1,200.5 now.
Oh, 1,250.
Oh, I was just saying 1,200.5.
Oh, okay. So, but it's gone up now. It's 1,200.5, 0.10, no, 0.8. No, it's 1,500 plus 1,500.
The bets are just coming straight for 2-2 train.
Yes,
we're just getting them feed and
okay. So
I have it in my bike right now.
The line is plus 1,500.
Yeah.
No, plus 1,500 chaos.
2,000.
Plus 2,000.
Can I get a 2,000?
Going once, twice. All right. So plus 2,000 for Chaos Landing. If you want to bet that matchup, Yeah, that would be a great payout if Chaos Landing won.
What it was to pull that off. That would be the upset.
The upset of the year.
Upset of the year. So if you like a good underdog story,
According to the Sleeper app, Chaos Landing has a 2% chance of winning this matchup.
not good.
No, not good. All right, well, hey, that concludes our show. We will see y'all next week, and we love y'all.
Yep.
Be cool. Stay
Later.
classy.